Morning Rush.
And, tonight we had some guys that did not play up to their ability. And then you add in the fact the free throws. You can coach, you can game plan, you can do all, but when you leave points on the board like we did from the foul line, I don't know what else to do but have them shoot some more foul shots, reps. But we didn't quit. We played hard. Crowd was awesome. It was a 2-point game at home.
With John Neighbors.
Every time you put a mic in my face, I'm going to say Arkansas.
And Tommy Kraft.
I'm not known as a guy who gets hand cramps when I'm writing checks.
The Morning Rush starts right now.
Welcome into the Morning Rush on this beautiful day here in the great state of Arkansas. Appreciate everybody listening in this morning. John Neighbors alongside Tommy Kraft, Maddie T, all in studio with you today. And thank you as always for making us a part of your morning this morning. Man, oh man, what a basketball game that was last night. Arkansas loses at home to South Carolina 79-77 in a game that has so many elements to get into, to break down, to look at. But it had to be a frustrating game, I know, for a lot of Razorback fans. It was a frustrating game to watch just in general, and that's what we're going to be talking about today, as well as getting to some recruiting here on Recruiting Thursday. We'll have Tom Murphy, Richard Davenport. Everybody is going to be discussing different things all today long. But, of course, we have to start with that Razorback basketball game. And, Tommy, I'm watching the game last night, and I'm sitting there, and I am just mesmerized by how, and again, I'm not going to try to start off and just blaming officials, because I think that, we need to get into that, but because a lot of people felt that way. But I'm watching a game where almost every possession is a foul. Every possession has free throws. Both teams were horrible at free throw stripe. Both teams were horrible at making decisions. Both teams were way overly aggressive. This was just, to me, one of the worst basketball games all around I've ever seen. Just on both sides, for both teams, for everybody. It was just not a very entertaining or good basketball game to watch.
This game featured 57 fouls and 73 free throw attempts. I mean, just not the kind of – the game had no flow. I guess that's the best way I can describe this game last night, is it never got into a flow where you had stretches. And I thought – Arkansas is a team that needs to go on runs and have a couple, 3 runs in the ball game. Arkansas got off to a bad offensive start in this game, which you can point directly at, and Eric Musselman did last night, as to what led to part of their demise. Settling for bad shots, took too many threes, but this was a physical basketball game, and it wasn't very pleasurable to watch. The game itself was not fun to watch last night, because I felt there was little to no flow in just the rhythm of the game itself.
No, there wasn't at all. And it was a frustrating game, I know, for Eric Musselman, who we're going to play some audio from him today. But if you haven't had a chance to check out his press conference after the game, head over to hifthatline.com, and you can sense the anger and frustration that he had from this game for many different reasons. And the thing is I know we talked about it a little bit before the show, but Tommy, as fun as it is to get after the officials and all that, I mean, this isn't the reason. That's not the reason Arkansas lost this game. And it's not even close. In fact, Eric Musselman knows that it's not about the referees that lost the game. What he knows is that they took ill-advised threes. They took way too many threes. They did not be putting together some game plans. They did not execute what the game plan was in a lot of cases, in a lot of plays. They just played, in my opinion, one of their worst games as far as just making good decisions, being sound, and that's on offense and defense. They did good on the rebounding. They did good on the boards. Mason Jones scores a ton of points. I mean, the guy went off for 34 points, had 12 rebounds. I mean, you see stuff like that. It's nice, but just as a collective team, it seemed like they were just all out of sorts. And I think you have to give a lot of credit to South Carolina for their defensive plan on them too.
Yeah, and I think that's exactly where you begin with the conversation is, you look at Arkansas in 3-point attempts last night, 26 of these. And Eric Musselman was talking after the game last night that it really wasn't the game plan, because they felt like with as he was explaining it, the help defense they give and denying the first 2 passes, it would open up angles to drive the lane, to draw contact, and get to the free throw line. This was a game where I think Arkansas wanted to play kind of in the mud, if you will, a physical game, because you've got a team with South Carolina who was the worst free throw shooting team in the league coming into the game. And why would you not want them to be denied shots, play more physical, and put them at the line and make them try to win the game. They were shooting 61% going into the game, and last night didn't play very well at 51.5% at the free throw line. So you had it kind of set up. I think the game plan, while it might not have been pretty to watch, worked out. Would you rather have open looks or better looks from the floor, or be more physical and put them on the free throw line where statistically this was the team you wanted shooting a lot of free throws because South Carolina.
Yeah, but on the other side of it too, South Carolina shot really good from the floor when they got those opportunities. They shot over 50% from the floor. They were 28 of 55, and there was a stretch there. It seemed like they couldn't miss, and they got off to a really hot start. I think that's also something that Eric Musselman understood, where he's like, "Hey, we couldn't overcome that. What people were hoping for, that now they may be out of the NCAA tournament. I don't see that as this type of game. I see this as just one of those games where you had a team that shot really well from the field on your opposing team, and you did not take good shots, make good decisions. I mean, Isaiah Joe hit 5 threes, but Tommy, he's 5 of 14. I mean, he missed 9 3-pointers. And I know that injury is nagging him a little bit, and there's no doubt about it. I feel like that's probably the main reason why he's having issues with his shooting and has been. But I mean, you got to find something. You can't be playing that into the hand of the opposing team. You can't have Isaiah Joe just having to go out there and miss 9 3-pointers because you didn't get anything from Jimmy Witt, who's been really solid over the past few games. Couldn't get anything from him offensively. Adriel Bailey, Reggie Chaney, Jalen Harris. I mean, none of those guys really added anything to you. Desi Stills got 9 points. It was 0 of 3 from three-point land, but Mason Jones, again, if it wasn't for him and his free throw shooting especially, you wouldn't have even been in this game.
Well, and his rebounding. He had 12 rebounds, led the game in rebounding as well. And Arkansas, you look at where Arkansas was rebounding-wise last night, even. The worst rebounding differential in a margin in the league, minus 5.5 going into the game. Not a secret. Arkansas is not a great rebounding team. You go up against a physical South Carolina team, and John, I thought they played their butts off on the board a little bit last night, getting 36 rebounds to match South Carolina's rebounds. Give Mason Jones credit. He's the leading rebounder in the game last night with 12 rebounds.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
so without him, this is blowout. This is blowout city. Blowout city without Mason Jones.
It's not even fair. I mean, how crazy is it that Arkansas and South Carolina both had the same amount of rebounds at 36? I mean, who would have guessed that would have happened in a game, especially against a South Carolina team that's got some really good size underneath, and that was also very effective against Arkansas, man. Again, Frank Martin's a great coach. He had a great game plan against Arkansas. He executed it, and they got out of there with a victory. It's unfortunate, but that's the way it is, and it's amazing to me too, Tommy. That, and again, another loss for Arkansas ends up being like a 2-point game. I guess if Arkansas is going to lose this year, it's going to be by 2 points because it feels like that's always the score they end up losing by in the margin.
And it seemed like there was too many plays last night, particularly when Arkansas would get it within a possession, then they'd have it stolen, some kind of turnover, something that led to South Carolina having a run-out transition layup or dunk. And there was 4 or 5 of those last night in the game. There was one late, with 3 or 4 minutes left to go, where they steal a pass at the top of the key or out beyond really the top of the key and go to the other end and score quickly. And there was just, you eliminate 2 or 3 of those possessions, difference in the ball game. I go back to the beginning of the ball game where Arkansas just struggled early and couldn't get any points in the first 4 or 5 minutes of the game. Was it 6-0 at the first media timeout? I'm just now kind of looking through the play-by-play. But I remember looking at it and thinking about sending a smart tweet out that Arkansas is on pace to score no points tonight because that's where they were early in this game.
Yeah. That terrible start, just they can never overcome it.
Yeah,
but we're
6-0 with 16 minutes to go.
Yeah, can't have that. Can't go that long without scoring, especially in your home court to start the game. But we're going to talk about all of this game. We're going to break down all the different elements of it. So, of course, get into your phone calls and text messages. 877-377-6963 is the number to call or text in. We'll get to all of that and some quick-hitting headlines coming up next on The Morning.
Hello, my name is Sean Brazel. I'm with the Fence Man and Quantum Property Services. I'm here to give you the brass tacks and hard facts of what encompassing all of your property needs are. We can help you with your real estate, your property management, your construction, and
your money. Hi, I'm Andy, Money Talks Knox. I'm here to talk to you about maximizing your return on your investment and also helping you get creative with your financing. Please, when you think of Quantum Property Services, Inc., give us a call at 479-434-6860. That's 479-434-6860. I'm Andy, Money Talks Knox.
brass tacks, hard facts.
Harry Robinson Buick GMC has over 200 pre-owned vehicles to choose from luxury to economy and everything in between, including over 50 great vehicles with payments under $250 a month, certain to fit your needs and budget. And at Harry Robinson Buick GMC, you always get more for your trade. 50 vehicles with payments under $250 a month at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off I-540 in Port Smith.
Hello, my name is Sean Brazel. I'm with the Fence Man and Quantum Property Services. I'm here to give you the brass tacks and hard facts of what encompassing all of your property needs are. We can help you with your real estate, your property management, your construction, and
your money. Hi, I'm Andy, Money Talks Knox. I'm here to talk to you about maximizing your return on your investment and also helping you get creative with your financing. Please, when you think of Quantum Property Services, Inc., give us a call at 479-434-6860. That's 479-434-6860. I'm Andy, Money Talks Knox.
brass tacks, hard facts.
Harry Robinson Buick GMC has over 200 pre-owned vehicles to choose from luxury to economy and everything in between, including over 50 great vehicles with payments under $250 a month, certain to fit your needs and budget. And at Harry Robinson Buick GMC, you always get more for your trade. 50 vehicles with payments under $250 a month at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off I-540 in Port Smith.
Hello, my name is Sean Brazel. I'm with the Fence Man and Quantum Property Services. I'm here to give you the brass tacks and hard facts of what encompassing all of your property needs are. We can help you with your real estate, your property management, your construction, and
your money. Hi, I'm Andy, Money Talks Knox. I'm here to talk to you about maximizing your return on your investment and also helping you get creative with your financing. Please, when you think of Quantum Property Services, Inc., give us a call at 479-434-6860. That's 479-434-6860. I'm Andy, Money Talks Knox.
brass tacks, hard facts.
Harry Robinson Buick GMC has over 200 pre-owned vehicles to choose from luxury to economy and everything in between, including over 50 great vehicles with payments under $250 a month, certain to fit your needs and budget. And at Harry Robinson Buick GMC, you always get more for your trade. 50 vehicles with payments under $250 a month at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off I-540 in Port Smith.
ESPN 95.3.
Try to be only a man, and a man's got to learn to take it. Try to believe, though the going gets rough, that you got a hand tough to make it. History repeats itself, try and you succeed.
The Morning Rush with John Neighbors and Tommy Crabb.
That one sat on the rim for a couple of seconds. Jones to the other end, three-pointer good! Jones with the three, and the Hawks are within 61-58. Wow!
Subscribe to the Morning Rush podcast wherever podcasts are found.
Welcome back into the Morning Rush. Let's get to some quick hitting headlines that are presented by Williams Tractor.
Yeah, New Holland Dealer Days are back right now. Williams Tractor is opening their doors to help you tackle the season ahead. Special preseason savings available right now featuring 0% financing and cashback offers on New Holland hay tools, tractors, and material handling equipment. If you're thinking about trading in, now is the perfect time. It's New Holland Dealer Days. Williams Tractor is in Fayetteville, Berryville, or Bobcat of Northwest Arkansas in Rogers.
So a few quick inning headlines. Obviously, Arkansas losing to South Carolina last night in Bud Walton Arena 79-77 in what was a very ugly game. And, Tommy, I'm doing the math right now in my head. Let's see, 24 plus 33. What is that, 57? How many fouls is that?
57 fouls.
57. That's what I was about to say. But for some reason,
I've done the math for you. It's 57.
Thank you, Tommy. That's
73,
what you're here for.
73 free throw attempts in the game last night.
Whew. It's a lot. But here's the thing, Tommy. I know people are going to get it, and we're getting after you last night.
Oh, my Lord. I didn't say a word on Twitter other than responding to a few people. I mean, you'd have thought I was the one working the game the way they were acting on Twitter. Oh, he's going to defend him. He's going to defend him. Listen, I'm just going to give you some reasons. Now, you can listen or you can get mad at me. I'm going to give you some reasons why the game was the way it was last night a little bit later in the show. And, you know, people think that's defensive. There's a reason the game was officiated the way it was last night. So stay tuned. There's your tease. You know, I don't know why people get mad at me over this stuff when I'm just trying to tell you why it's going on the way it's going on. But the problem is you got a lot of members of the media, and I like a lot of you guys, but y'all, A, you don't know or you don't want to know, or but B, I think you find that, hey, if I criticize officials on Twitter, I'll get more likes and retweets because it's red meat to the audience. I get that. You just want to be liked on Twitter. Fine. But some of the stuff I've seen from other people in the media last night, it didn't even make sense what they were saying. Didn't even match the game. So, I mean, let's talk about some actual reasons why what happened and why the game was the way it was last night a little bit later on.
Yeah, no, we will. And I felt bad for you because I was getting tagged in some of the tweets that you were, and I'm like, it just cracks me up because it's like I guess you're just the target. You're the go-to guy.
That's fine. Problem is no one wants to hear it, and that's the problem. Is when hey, why is my credit card balance at $7,500? Well, you're on Amazon too much. Well, no, that's not it. These are things I need. Well, this is why. Nobody wants to hear the reasons why they're in a situation they're in. Why am I 30 pounds overweight? Because you go to McDonald's every other day, or every day. And you never go to the gym. People don't want to hear the actual reasons why things happen the way they are. It's not a defense. It's reasons of why. These were three quality officials in this game last night. Know one of them personally, and they don't need my defending. Put it that way.
Yeah. Well,
I'm not even going to go there because nobody wants to hear it. I get it.
I know. But I just find it humorous just because it's so, like, it gets over the top so much. And like, people are tagging in the SEC officiating Twitter, too, which cracks me up. I'm like, yeah, I'm sure they're reading them all and letting you know exactly. You'll have a response here very soon. So let's go to the –
I'm sure they're working. Greg Sankey came in early today just to work on that. So.
Exactly. Let's go to the phone line. Skip is in Bella Vista. What's going on, Skip?
Hey, I normally never gripe about officiating. I think it pretty much evens out. That being said, there were 4 times in the first half there that the one official below called almost NBA continuation plays on the fouls on Arkansas, where the guy went ahead and made the basket, then got a free throw. And then 3 times the same official called the ball on the floor for fouls against Arkansas. By South Carolina. I don't know if y'all noticed that, but that's very frustrating when you see something like that going on. It was the same guy made all the calls too. Did you notice that?
I didn't put those two things together. There were several. One complaint that I got about 500, mentions on my timeline. People thought the whistles were late or too slow coming in, waiting to see if the ball went in the hole or not. These kind of things, and we can talk about that, if you want. But those and one plays, and I'd have to go back and specifically look at the ones you're referencing here. Officials generally are, particularly at this level, if you have a play of similar style, or you're trying to match those results too. If you have an and one on one end, so what your complaint is, if that's the way it happened, is legitimate, because if you want consistency. And I thought the game, as ugly as it was for them to officiate, for us to watch, for the players to play, the one thing I did see last night with comments is it was fairly consistent on both ends, I thought.
Yeah, no, that's the only ones I saw. I mean, that's the only complaint I have. I think if you look at that, you'll see what I was talking about, that it wasn't quite called the same way. Yeah. Especially there was one play on Jones went and hit one in the second half. They called the foul, and it looked like definitely he should have been got the basket and won, but he didn't. They called it on the floor.
Mm-hmm.
No,
down on Arkansas's end on the left side, just outside of the paint. Yeah, I remember that play.
Yeah, officiating's a hard job. I know. I don't think the guys consciously did that, but it looked bad.
Well,
that's the home stuff.
Thanks.
What was the technical foul for?
It's on the bench. In fact, if you go and listen to Coach Musselman's post-game press conference last night on hitthatline.com, he not only goes into it, but he names the person that was charged with it.
Man.
So, special assistant to the head coach, Hayes Myers. I guess I can say it since he said it last night. He was very frustrated with that, and I can't tell you why, other than someone on the bench, which no one on the bench is so. And he even explained this as this is the way it is. Only the head coach needs to be speaking or addressing officiating during the game, and apparently Hayes Myers failed to follow that protocol.
Well, I'd have to agree with him on that.
And all I can say, and listen, is there was no bench warning. It went immediately to technical foul, which tells me that whatever was said, whatever was done, and it was most likely something said. I don't know. I wasn't within earshot of the bench, and it didn't show up on the TV broadcast. Must have been over the top.
Colorful metaphor of some kind.
Yeah.
Okay,
Talking bad about someone's mama. Something happened there. So.
Okay. Well, thank you.
I appreciate it as always, Skip. Tommy, it's just, I was looking at your mentions, man, and it was pretty rough.
Yeah,
it was pretty rough, and I felt bad for you.
I got big old broad shoulders. That's fine.
Oh, I know. You're totally capable of handling it.
It doesn't bother me.
No, I know it does, but it's just read Tommy's mentions if you guys want a good laugh.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, we'll check it out. More of the Morning Rush coming up.
Recruiting Thursday on the Morning Rush, brought to you by Breeden RV, where your adventures begin.
Yes, sir!
Welcome to Sprint.
Hi, I've got an important travel week planned out, and I'm looking for a tablet to entertain my kid on a long flight. Any suggestions?
Yes, right now through January 26th at Sprint, you can get a Samsung Galaxy Tab A 10.1 on us when you add unlimited data for just $25 per month.
Whoa. That would keep him busy for hours.
And when you switch, you'll also get $100 via prepaid MasterCard.
No way. I'm rounding up my whole family, and we'll be right back.
Now through January 26th, get a Samsung Galaxy Tab A 10.1 on us and get $100 when you switch. That's now through January 26th, only at Sprint. Visit your local Sprint store to learn more. Requires port and 60 days of service before card ships. Card terms, conditions, and exclusions apply. Member FDIC. Tab A $0 per month after 14/17 monthly credit for 24 months credit. Apply within 2 bills. Requires new line on qualifying plan. If you cancel early, your remaining balance due. Unlimited plan. Date of utilization and speed maximums apply. Excludes tax and roaming.
This is Mark Hurst. How important is your smile? I recently read a study that said 61% of adults are attracted to someone by their smile alone. Another said that 48% of adults have untagged themselves from a photo on Facebook because of their smile. At Hurst Family Dental Care, we want you to be proud of your smile. Give us a call at 474-1972 and let us talk to you about improving your smile with cosmetic dentistry options ranging from in-office bleaching to braces to porcelain crowns and veneers. Hearst Family Dental Care, a name you know and a name you can trust.
Why go north when you can get the best deal on a new GMC or Buick here locally at Harry Robinson Buick GMC? There is no reason to drive more than an hour to buy your next vehicle. Harry Robinson has the same big rebates and discounts promised at other dealers, and Harry always gives you more for your trade. So when it comes time for your next vehicle, don't go north. Come see why Harry Robinson is the fastest growing Buick GMC dealer in the region. Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off I-540 in Fort Smith.
Make Valentine's weekend special for you and your wife, girlfriend, or family by making reservations now at Doe's Eat Place in Fort Smith. Enjoy award-winning steaks and atmosphere, along with delicious appetizers and the region's largest selection of wines, beers, and liquors. Doe's Eat Place is your premier steakhouse in Fort Smith and the River Valley, located at 422 North 3rd Street. Open 5 till 9 Monday through Thursday and 5 till 10 Friday and Saturday. Make Valentine's a memorable experience this year at Doe's Eat Place.
Have you been looking for your next place to call home and just haven't found the right one? Then it's time to check out the properties at Trinity Multifamily. With a variety of apartments, duplexes, townhomes, and houses, there is surely one to fit your needs. Whether it's in the River Valley, Northwest Arkansas, or Central Arkansas that you are looking at, they have you covered. Give them a call today. Trinity Multifamily, 479-452-1817. That's 479-452-1817. Or online at trinitymultifamily.com to search rental properties near you.
Tire. Yes, tires.
Jodys Tire.
No, it's jodysauto.com.
I thought you said they sold tires.
Yes, Jody sells tires. The best brands at the best prices.
Doesn't say tire in their name.
Doesn't say they do brakes and alignments and oil changes either.
So, jodysauto.com sells tires.
Price match guarantee.
So let's see what they have.
Okay, go to jodysauto.com and click on Shop for Tires and get a quote. You can even get financing.
Free flat repair?
And free road hazard.
Wow.
Best tire brands and prices, sure, but these folks know tires. And Jody'sAuto.com has a lot more to offer. 3 locations and one-stop service. Total convenience. One stop for oil changes, repairs, maintenance, tires, towing, and fleets. Voted best of the best because they take care of their customers. Since 1984, convenience and trust. Jody'sAuto.com.
Fall is here, and the weather may not always be nice outside, but it's always nice inside. Keep your game sharp no matter the season on the TrackMan Simulator only at the Golf Nut. This is the same technology used on the PGA Tour for ball tracking on TV. The world's top players trust TrackMan when it comes down to data accuracy, and you can too. The Golf Nut, 5121 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith's #1 golf shop since 1994. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook for daily specials. The Golf Nut.
Does this sound like you?
Or is this more like it?
Or maybe your inner biker sounds like...
No matter what motorcycle motor is music to your ears, Shelter Insurance has a policy that's music to your wallet.
Shelter insures your fun stuff. Motorcycles to riding mowers, ATVs to RVs, bikes to bass boats. If it rides, rolls, or floats, we can cover it. Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. We're your shelter.
Ask Shelter agents Randy Milam or Brad Howe about a free insurance review.
ESPN 95.3. The Morning Rush with John Neighbors and Tommy Kraft.
Gives it to Mason Jones with 5 minutes to play. Jones hesitates, drives, throws it up, gets it to go and one. Levesque commits the foul. Jones with a bucket. Arkansas still alive, and Mason Jones is going to get an and one.
Video streaming live on Facebook, Periscope, and YouTube.
Welcome back into the Morning Rush, where we are brought to you by AR Better Dads.
Hey, love seeing on, you're probably seeing a lot of this too on social media, whether it's Facebook or Twitter, people posting pictures of them and their daughters right now and using the hashtag #GirlDad. There's a lot of cool stuff you're seeing. I posted some this morning on my Facebook page. You know, being a father is it's the most important job. There's no bigger job you'll have in life than being a dad. And you know, we all need some help in being better dads. Thankfully, there's now a resource that can inspire, instruct, and even create opportunities for positive interaction with fathers and their family. No matter how difficult your family situation may be, giving encouragement, mentoring, and simply being there can help you be the kind of dad your child needs and deserves. To learn more, go to arbetterdads.com. Again, that's arbetterdads.com. This brought to you by the Arkansas Division of Workforce Services and TANF.
If you haven't had a chance to listen to Eric Musselman's or watch Eric Musselman's press conference from last night recapping the game, head over to hitthatline.com because it's really interesting, and you can see the differences that he has in attitude and mood, if you will, when he wins and loses, which is expected. I mean, he's a coach. He's a competitor. It's what he wants to be. But, people kept thinking about that last play, though, and how it was kind of all out of sorts a little bit, and it seemed like when people were watching it, they were like, hey, what in the world was that? What were they trying to do there? Well, they tried to run a play. It had good defense there by South Carolina, but that wasn't the reason why. There was no reason to focus on that. In fact, Tommy, Eric Musselman, as we have a clip here, was a little frustrated at the questions and said, listen, it's not the reason we lost the game. Take a listen.
Said Hannibal did a real good job of denying him the ball. Do you just kind of give Carolina credit for their defense there at the end?
Yeah, I don't know why we keep talking about one last play. Like, yeah, they did a great job with 7 seconds on the clock when we have a baseline out of bounds. They did a great job of denying Mason. Having said that, we just played a team that led for 37 minutes and 43 seconds. We should also talk, you guys, a little bit about what happened. Why did we not have any rhythm to start the game? Why did we not get any shots up on the we couldn't even get field goals attempted early in the game? To me, that was more than anything.
I mean, he was not happy about the question that was asked there, but he was not happy about having emphasis put on it because, like he said, that wasn't there wasn't anything about that final play that was the reason why, and the people kept asking about him. But what it was is he just laid it out there. Couldn't find the rhythm. Couldn't get over that big start. They were going up against a team that was doing a really good job of being physical with them. I mean, that was the reason they lost.
Mason Jones scored Arkansas's first points of the game on a fast break coming off a turnover on a bad pass by South Carolina, by Lawson. That was Arkansas's first points with 15:20 to go in the first half. I mean, that's as big, maybe the biggest reason you lost the game. You spent an eighth of the game doing nothing offensively. The first 4 or 5 minutes of the game, first 4 minutes of that game, where are you at? And talking about settling for bad looks, and once again, this team, I think this is the struggle. What I hear there, John, is him talking about this is the struggle he's fighting. This is a team with players that want to shoot a bunch of threes, and he's trying to get them to drive it to the rim more and try to draw fouls, try to get to the free throw line, and then make your free throws. He's frustrated about settling for threes and missing free throws. That's what I heard last night.
Yeah. No, that's what I heard too, because, listen, Tommy, there's a reason why in so many cases in basketball, when you hear the term settling for threes, settling for jumpers. What does settling mean? Settling means is that there may have been a plan in place, there may have been some other way to do it, some better way to do it, but you just felt more comfortable doing it this way instead. It's maybe a little easier to do. It's when you settle for those threes that becomes a problem. There's no problem in taking threes. Eric Musselman has said many times they want to emphasize the three ball. That's what is big in college basketball right now. But it's a matter of, as long as you're getting good looks, taking good threes, not dribbling around and then just taking a contested three because it was a little easier than going and driving into the lane. You can't settle for those threes in those situations, because as soon as you start doing that, and it's kind of almost like it's contagious. Where then when the defense sees that, hey, this guy's going to settle for it, they're going to face up on you. They're going to know that if they can really play some good defense against you, you're going to settle for that three as well. And it just is very lazy, especially when you have a game plan together of saying, this is what we need you to do. We need you to drive more. You need to get to the rim. Listen, you guys are good, especially Mason Jones. You're good at free throw shooting. Isaiah Joe, you're a great free throw shooter. Get to the rim and get something going. Get these bigs in foul trouble, and because as soon as we can do that, then they're really going to be in trouble. Then we can really open it up a little bit. There's a game plan in place for a reason, and settling for threes, I guarantee you, was not in that game plan.
No, and he spoke about that. He wanted to create the angles. You knew going into this game. And we probably, could have spent more time on this yesterday in the day or two leading up to the game. South Carolina is a team that fouls a lot. They're a physical team. Last night's game was a physical, handsy game. That's why you had 57 fouls in the game. They could have called more. I mean, it was just a physical, ugly, in-the-mud kind of game last night. You had to know that getting to the free throw line was going, settling for threes is what you didn't need to do. Driving to the rim, getting the contact, hoping, as he spoke last time, off the bounce, trying to be really good. And he said, we've got a limited number of guys on this roster that can do that. He was very clear about that. The biggest difference, though, in the game, I thought, was Arkansas didn't bring their game at the free throw line. 65% last night. Left 14 points. I know you're not going to make them all, but in a 79-77 ball game, you can talk about refs. You can talk about that last possession. I almost call it two because they started a play out, couldn't get anywhere, then called timeout again with, 7.5 seconds to go. It's almost like they had to have a mulligan there. They were fortunate to get it, and they just couldn't get an open look. You knew you were playing a good, tough, defensive team that was going to be nose-to-nose with you last night. It did need to come down to one last possession because South Carolina is, I don't say a mirror image of Arkansas defensively, but they have a lot of the same tendencies.
Well, yeah, because when you're going up against a physical team, especially a very physical defense, then you don't counter that by being passive. Okay, well, since they're aggressive, we don't want to be aggressive anymore. No, that's not how you counter that. What you do is that you know that they're going to be aggressive. They're going to take a lot more risk, so you force them into taking those risks, which can also always almost lead them into foul trouble by driving. It's a very simple thing. It's a very simple concept, and that's, I think, where the frustrations of Eric Musselman comes into play, because he's like, listen, we know what the recipe was for this. We talked about it, and I'm sure that in their practices leading up to this, they're like, guys, this team is very aggressive. This team will foul us a lot. This team is going to take a lot more risk when we're driving the ball, so let's go after them. Let's really focus on that. And his guys didn't. Against a physical team, you do not need to shoot 26 threes. Nope. You need to drive it in more. You need to get to that free throw line, get those guys in foul trouble, because that changes the whole dynamic of the game. Because, Tommy, they weren't even driving as much, and they still got South Carolina to foul 33 times. Mm-hmm. That's what's crazy.
But you got to make free throws.
Yeah.
I didn't see one complaint last night about Arkansas shooting. Hey, this wasn't fair to South Carolina. Arkansas shot more free throws than them. Arkansas had a chance to win the game just on free throw disparity last night.
Yeah.
Didn't do it.
But, Tommy, that's you can't say those things. It's because of the officiating and because of fouling and because of everything else. But, yeah, I think the free throw shooting, man, thank goodness for Mason Jones again. He was 15 of 16.
I mean, South Carolina was called for 33 fouls in the ball game to Arkansas's 24. I mean, I understand all the complaints because it was an ugly game to watch. Let me assure you, it was an ugly game to officiate. They called 57, could have called 77 last night. But this was a game. This was a game where Arkansas had 9 fewer fouls and shot 7 more free throws.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, just if this was the other way around on the road, you were playing at South Carolina, had these stats, they'd be melting the phone lines down right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because too, Tommy, and this is something that I think I'm not sure if we gave the stat out, but 40 of those fouls were called in the second half alone. You averaged a foul every 30 seconds.
I think if you look at a lot of games, there's generally more fouls in the second half because players know how many they have to give.
Well, right.
Most games get more physical because as you get to the deadline, which is the final horn, players try to make more plays. So I think, but you're right. There were 17 in the first half. What'd you say, 40 in the second half?
Yeah.
I mean, trust me, it wasn't fun to watch.
I know.
I guarantee you, for those 3 guys out there, it wasn't fun to referee either. There's a lot. They had to make a lot of decisions. The style of play dictated them having to make a lot of decisions, and it got into a rhythm where there was a decision that led to a foul on every half-court possession. That's what it felt like. That's what I was seeing watching because of the way both teams were driving the ball at times. There was just decisions to make, and I thought it was handsy defense by both teams last night. It was just a physical ball game.
Yep, it's a physical ball game.
We'll let them play. Well, just don't call that. Well, that is not what the Rules Committee has instructed the officiating committee to do. And everyone has accountability, including these officials. And the NCAA training videos, their supervisors, all of them are instructing game officials to reduce physicality in the game.
Mm-hmm.
We've got to understand that as fans and media observers, that the reduction of physicality is something that is happening, and when you have a physical game, it's going to lead to 57 fouls. That's why it was the way it was last night. Physical game, a lot of physicality. It's a mandate. It's not a suggestion. It's a mandate from the NCAA Rules Committee to reduce physicality in the game now.
Yeah. I mean, you've explained it to me many times. I get it.
Freedom of movement. They want more offense. You can't have more points and more offense when you got physical defense that's not legal. I'm not making excuses for last night or this. I'm just telling you what the state of the game. This doesn't have anything to do with last night. The reduction of physicality is the first thing generally talked about in all 11 NCAA training videos that have went out to all the coaches and officials around the country. They come out on about a every 10-day basis.
Mm-hmm.
Video 11 hit yesterday. So, I mean, that's just the way this game is moving. So the style of play you saw last night is going to lead to the kind of game that none of us enjoyed watching, which is a lot of fouls because the game dictated that.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I go to your expertise on it because and it's not. I'm not saying that you know everything.
I don't. If I did, I would be working that level of games.
yeah, true. But I'm just saying that I'm not going to be the type of person that reads the rule book or pays attention to the referee rules because honestly, Tommy, I don't care. Like just to be honest about it, I don't care about it enough. And even if I did, to watch videos on what's the right call or not.
Well, that's not the fan's job, but that is
exactly
the people that are being paid, thousands and thousands of dollars to work these and officiate these games.
Yeah,
there is. I can promise you, there's accountability to get it right, and I'm just telling you, whether it's the Southeastern Conference, the Big 12, the Big 10, the Pac-12, whatever, the game of college basketball has changed, and we have to understand as fans and observers that the advantage disadvantage days or no blood no foul or whatever you grew up on is out. And a game like last night was played kind of old school, but that's not the way that's not the way the game is being officiated anymore. And it's not because the officials make decisions, it's because the Rules Committee dictates the way the game is going to be called. Now, the Rules Committee, who's on that? Well, it's filled with coaches and administrators. Not any officials on the Rules Committee. So it's like speeding limits. The state trooper don't decide if it's 55 or 65 out here. Someone on the higher pay grade decides that. It's just his job to enforce it.
Mm-hmm. No, hey, I hear you. Let's go to the phone lines, and David is in South Arkansas. What's going on, David?
Good morning, gentlemen. I was watching that, whatever it was, last night. And one of the problems I have is the incredible inconsistency with officials calling the game. There was a South Carolina guy who was barely touched on his hand or arm. Blant, the refs call a foul. Meanwhile, if there's a loose ball, you got 5 players diving on the sucker like it's a fumble in football, and no foul call, players rolling around. I always thought that was traveling. I figured if you dive on somebody, there's got to be a foul in there somewhere. And it's just the inconsistency of it. People banging around inside. Well, no foul on that. But I will say this about free throws. When we're only 27 out of 40, that is the serious problem right there. I mean, we did okay rebounding. Way too many three-pointers like you guys were talking about. And I know I was listening to y'all talking about the officiating. To me, it's just incredible inconsistency. Well, they'll call this little bitty hand check, but somebody goes in, bang, it's not even blocking, not charging, bodies go down. What the heck is that? But anyway, thanks, guys. Good discussion.
Yeah. If anything, I thought last night they were very consistent. You may not have liked it, but, I mean, if you want to read the however many hundreds of mentions I got, people firing away at me on Twitter last night, the one thing people were saying is they thought they were consistent. Well, they're consistently bad, but they're consistent, I thought they called similar levels of contact and illegal contact on both ends. I mean,
I thought they were fairly consistent.
I get your complaint, David, but I didn't think last night that fit that game. Because Hell, there was a whistle on every end in the second half, like we were talking about. Every 30 seconds, there's a whistle. Hard to be inconsistent that way.
Yeah. No, I mean,
at least my definition of consistency. So I had no issue with consistency. Again, I just thought it was a physically played ball game with a lot of hands and not enough feet on defense.
Yeah. The only issues that I took, just thinking of a few of them, Tommy, is just like, and again, maybe you can speak more on it if you know what specific plays I'm talking about, but there was a play where Jalen Harris looked like he got hip-checked into the scores table.
Yep.
And no foul was called. They said it was out of bounds.
Transition play, yeah.
Yeah. It was like something like that where I'm like, man, you know, you get the little hand checks, but yet when it looks like a dude just gets body blocked into something, nothing gets called. I think that's maybe what he was referring to.
And I saw the same thing you saw. I'd like to have a different angle. I'd like to see, did he step out before that happened? I don't know. The overhead looking at the view, the main view you see on TV, left to right, right to left, you couldn't see that. I don't know which occurred first. I don't know. I know it was a transition play, and it happened right there, near just short of half court. I remember that play well in the game last night because that was my first thought. Was there not contact on that play? Mm-hmm. He was called out of bounds. My question would be, and I don't know the answer because we never saw a replay that gave us a different angle, was there a step or a foot put out of bounds prior to any of that contact? I don't know. But I know it presented the same. You're exactly right. That's the way it appeared on TV. But I don't know that we had all the angles and the looks that you need to know what you need to know on that play.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. Let's go back to the phone lines. JT is in Hot Springs. What's going on, JT?
Morning, guys.
Morning.
Tommy, I have a problem with this right here. I'm not blaming the officials for last night because that was not the officials' fault that Arkansas lost. Mm-hmm. I don't like seeing, and this is what I tweeted to you last night about, the ball literally hit the rim and was in Mason Jones' hands for a defensive rebound, and the whistle is blown, foul on Desi Hill. That's what I don't like. And you said, well, the whole play, you have to look at all. The shot didn't matter whether or not it went in. If it was a foul on the shot, the referee should have blown the whistle right then. That's what I don't like. And about the game, 40 fouls in the second half and 17 in the first half, I see it more as the officials let them play in the first half and didn't get all the physicality under control in the first half. So then in the second half, it was, now we're going to call everything to make sure you guys stop being so physical. And you made a comment, and Matty T put it in a clip for a couple weeks now. The call at 18-12 in the first half is not as important as the call with 2 minutes left. No, they're both the same. And as a player, and I remember this playing, I remember playing this way. I've talked to players who played Division I, who played in the NBA. We want consistency through the whole game. So if you tell me the first 3 or 4 possessions I'm playing defense, and you let me get away with a little bit more, and then a hand check, and then you call a foul on me. Okay, I know where the line is now. Call it that way the rest of the game. It's fine. Don't get to the 5-minute mark left to go in the game and start calling that a foul that you haven't called for the last 30 minutes of the game. That's where my problem lies with the officiating. No. And I don't like seeing that because, several times in the first half was not a foul, got called in the second half. And that's where the players are looking with this look on their face of, why is that a foul now? And I understand what they're saying because you let me get away with it for 35 minutes and now you're calling it.
No, I get your point there. Now, my point a week or two ago and what you're hearing in the promo is what happens and whether it's a play, whether it's a call, whether it's, as I also referenced, whether it's Chuck Barrett's play-by-play call, anything that happens in the last 4 minutes of a ball game just has more bearing on the outcome because there's not enough possessions to overcome a mistake by a player, a coach, a referee. If Eric Musselman sends him out of a TV timeout, out of a media timeout with the wrong play, and the outcome of the play is you don't score and the other team gets the ball, you have a turnover or whatever. That's has far less bearing on the game than if it occurred last night with 7.5 seconds to go. That's just the reality and the nature of the game because you're reaching the deadline. That was my point a couple of weeks ago is what happens in those last minutes of the game because there's fewer possessions has more meaning. That's what I was saying.
Okay, got you on that. I understand that
because you're a player, you played. If you miss a shot with 18-12 to go in the first half, that's not good, but that's not nearly as important as you missing a shot with 18 seconds to go in the game, right?
That is true.
And that's the point I'm making.
That's where I was confused on what you said because I was talking to some friends and we're like,
No.
That call is just the same.
No. What I'm saying is, as an official, as a play-by-play man, as a coach, as a player, you want to be perfect in those last 4 minutes of the game because there's not enough possessions to overcome it. If you make a bad mistake, regardless of your role, there's not enough time to make up for that mistake.
No, I agree.
That was my whole point.
I learned as like 7th grade. My dad got mad at me because I said the ref blew a call late in the game, and he looked at me and said, "Son, y'all went 14 of 30 from the free throw line. Don't talk about a bad call with 30 seconds left." You know.
And Arkansas didn't score for the first 4:40 of the game last night.
Exactly. So I'm not blaming the officials. That was just my problem is the inconsistencies that I see when it's like you let it go the first half, and then the second half, now we're going to start calling everything, and you have players looking around going, why are you calling a foul on me?
Sometimes
That's
the game,
I have a problem with.
and I think the game changed a little bit. I thought it got more physical in the second half because I thought Arkansas, and here's why: Arkansas started driving to the. Would you agree? Arkansas drove to the rim more in the second half.
Oh yes, they did, and they needed
So what's
to.
going to happen when that happens?
Oh, there's going to be contact. Absolutely,
and that's why there was more fouls. You know.
And that's, but what I'm saying is, in the first half, there were some drives that weren't called.
But
So
my
now it's like, okay,
question,
where are
though,
we at?
David, was there more drives to the rim in the second half?
No, there was more in the second half.
Yeah, that's the reason. This game just was, as John said, it was gross to watch. It was just, there was no flow to the game. It was not a fun game because there was no flow to it.
And I think players sometimes would rather just, don't call some of those fouls. Even though it may be contact, don't call it. Just let us play. We can get a flow going. That's what a lot of players want anyway. They want to be up and down the court. They don't want to be shooting free throws every possession.
Yeah. Arkansas took 16 of their 26 three-pointers in the first half. They only shot it 10 times from, so what do you think they were doing with the ball the rest of the time?
Oh, yeah. That's because Musselman got on their butts and shoot them out and
exactly.
take it to the rim.
So sometimes the way it changes because the game, that's my point, the game changed and the way Arkansas attacked the rim changed in the second half.
I agree with you on that. That's what my only problem is, just call the fouls the same throughout the game. And that's why I didn't see the same level of consistency with the officiating of what was a foul, what's not a foul. That's what I didn't like. And like John said about the hip check on Jalen Harris, yeah, there's several times like that. It's like, wait a minute, that should have been a foul. But you don't see, like you said, and I don't understand officiating sometimes of the trail official saying he saw it go out of bounds on somebody. I'm like, you were out of position. How did you see that? That's something I don't know why they can't go to the monitor on that. If one official says, I didn't see it, and the trail official can make that call.
Do you want them to go to the monitor more? Nobody wants more monitor reviews. We got to run. Sorry, the music's running there. But, John, nobody wants them to go to the monitor more, do they?
Well, yeah. When you want that game to last until 11:30 midnight last night, that would have been
Thanks
fun.
for the call, David. That was fun back and forth. But
it was
listen,
JT, actually.
JT, I'm sorry. JT, nobody wants more. We've had a lot of calls. Nobody wants more monitor reviews. Nobody.
No, they don't. Just remember, folks.
Talk about bad flow. Add a few more monitor reviews. That's the one thing the game didn't have last night. Is a bunch of those.
Yeah, I'd rather punch myself in the face repeatedly than watch a game like that. And as bad as last night's game was. Second hour of the Morning Rush coming up.
And Chris Garcia came to Arvest Bank looking to get a home loan. Let's hear what happens.
Chris and Sophia, thanks for choosing me as your lender in the Arvest Home for Me app. And now...
There's more paperwork to do.
Nope, I got the info you sent through the app. And now...
We wait to hear from someone at your main office.
No, now you're pre-qualified and ready to find your new home.
Wow.
And I'll be with you every step of the way.
That's...
helpful.
Very helpful.
Home loans made easy. Arvest Bank. Ready to help. Equal housing lender.
The Toyota Tundra and Tacoma. Load them up and take off on your next epic weekend. Toyota trucks are made to go anywhere and do all the things you love doing. And when your day winds down, one thing is for sure.
Let's come back next weekend.
Absolutely nothing sounds better than an amazing weekend made possible by the virtually indestructible Toyota Tundra and Tacoma.
Qualified buyers can get 0% APR financing for 72 months on a new 2020 Toyota Tundra Special Edition. Toyota, let's go places. Visit buyatoyota.com for details. Offers available in select states and N2-320.
NWA Gold and Silver in Bentonville and Fayetteville is going out of business, and you can save up to 70% off on Arkansas's largest selection of fine jewelry. Over $3 million worth of inventory must be liquidated. Save on diamond engagement rings, diamond earrings, necklaces, pendants. Save up to 70% off during the going out of business sale at NWA Gold and Silver, 1130 North Walton in Bentonville and in Nelson's Crossing by Jason's Deli in Fayetteville. Save up to 70% off during the going out of business sale at NWA Gold and Silver in Bentonville and Fayetteville.
Your fence is more than a decoration. It's a reflection of its owner. Choosing a fence company should be done with integrity and quality in mind. The Fence Man has been providing fencing and security solutions for over 40 years. An in-house custom iron and gate department, plus an access control department. The Fence Man offers services other companies aren't equipped to do. The Fence Man, fencing and security solutions to protect what matters most. 479-782-3936 or online at thefencemancompany.com, a division of Quantum Property Services.
New Bud Light Seltzer, huh?
Yep.
And it tastes like a hard seltzer, not a beer?
Yep.
So it's light and refreshing?
Yep.
With a hint of fruit flavor?
Yep.
And 100 calories?
Yep.
You said this is Bud Light Seltzer?
Yep.
Well, I need to try it.
Yep.
Oh, that tastes great.
Yep.
Now, wait, are you just yupping me?
Nope.
Bud Light Seltzer, unquestionably good. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Seltzer, IRC Beers, beer in Texas, St. Louis, Missouri.
Hi folks, Larry Rath here with a better way to drive at Rath Auto Resources. New year, new you? That's a lot of pressure. How about new year, new ride? Now we can make that happen. Just resolve to start driving better in the Rath Road Ready vehicle that's perfect for you, like a 2018 Toyota Corolla LE or 2018 Mitsubishi Outlander Sport. Your choice, just $14,993 and make no payments till spring. If you're like me and your holiday was sponsored by your credit card, that should give you more breathing room than losing a pant size. Waiting on a tax refund? Ask one of our non-commissioned solution specialists how you can use your W-2 to start driving better now. If you're keeping your current ride, our Meineke Car Care Center is there to make sure your car outlasts that new gym membership with buy 3, get 1 free on all tires and a basic oil change for only $24.95. Start driving better today with no payments till spring at Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, or online at rathauto.com.
Requires bank approval. Vehicle purchase price affects trade allowance.
Look your best with Perfecto Cleaners at the bottom of Fiena Hills. Count on same-day service, easy drive-through covered drop-off and pickup window, and fast turnaround on alterations. Perfecto Cleaners always goes the extra mile to ensure your clothes look their best, making you look your best. Be sure to clip their coupons in the yellow pages, and as always, in by 9 and out by 5 Monday through Friday. Perfecto Cleaners, just off Jenny Lind at the bottom of Fiena Hills. Perfecto Cleaners, making you look your best.
The new year is here, and Art's Barbecue and Burgers is ready with healthy choices on their menu. Art's Barbecue and Burgers has smoked chicken that will melt in your mouth, a variety of salads to choose from, plus a grilled chicken breast that's always a smart option. And use the Waiter app to have the full menu at Art's Barbecue and Burgers brought to your home or business. Art's Barbecue and Burgers, giving you healthy choices to start the new year off right. Art's Barbecue and Burgers, next to Aaron's on Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith.
Kevin Hickey Law has a great team of people who are dedicated to your legal cares. Kevin Hickey's law team is made up of experienced, caring individuals centered around divorce, child and custody, DHS matters, and more, serving the Fort Smith area and Northwest Arkansas. Make the right decision. Call Kevin Hickey Law at 479-434-2414, and for Northwest Arkansas, 479-802-6560, or the web at kevinhickeylaw.com, where our clients are our main priority from start to finish.
Tired of all the broken promises and broken equipment at your current gym? The Fort Smith Athletic Club is the nicest and most well-equipped fitness and tennis club in the area, with a state-of-the-art fitness center, Pilates, fitness classes, personal and group training, and the best tennis facilities in the region. 7 outdoor courts, 5 indoor courts, plus pickleball and racquetball courts, and free child care is included. The Fort Smith Athletic Club. Call 452-4031 for membership information.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
Cloudy skies, our high temperatures today in the low to mid 40s. Those clouds are sticking around again tonight. An overnight low 30s north, upper 30s south. Friday, we're looking at more clouds and sunshine, upper 40s to low 50s, but sunshine will return on Saturday. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
Weather is brought to you by Harry Robinson Buick GMC, where you always get more for your trade. Exit 11 off I-540 in Fort Smith. You can shop anytime at harryrobinson.com.
You're listening to The Morning Rush, live from the Busch Light Studios on ESPN 95.3, KERX Paris, Fort Smith. Broadcasting live from the Toyota Studios, this is The Morning Rush.
And, tonight we had some guys that did not play up to their ability. And then you add in the fact the free throws. You can coach, you can game plan, you can do all, but when you leave points on the board like we did from the foul line, I don't know what else to do but have them shoot some more foul shots, reps. But we didn't quit. We played hard. Crowd was awesome. It was a 2-point game at home.
With John Neighbors.
Every time you put a mic in my face, I'm going to say Arkansas.
And Tommy Kraft.
I'm not known as a guy who gets hand cramps when I'm writing checks.
The Morning Rush starts right now.
1 hour down, 2 hours to go. Appreciate everybody listening in on this beautiful day here in the great state of Arkansas. John Neighbors alongside Tommy Kraft, Maddie T, all in studio with you today. And thank you, as always, for making us a part of your morning this morning. Been talking a lot about the Razorback basketball game last night. They lost to South Carolina, and just what was an ugly game all around. Not the type of basketball game you want to see, but Arkansas getting the loss there was extremely brutal. Because, and let's be honest, too, Tommy. I mean, South Carolina, I have respect for Frank Martin. I have respect for him as a defensive-minded coach, especially. You're always going to get a well-round-minded team defensively. But, man, just losing that game last night, you just can't do that, especially if you're Arkansas still trying to build up your resume a little bit. I'm not going to say – I don't think this will be a bad loss at the end of the season, but it's certainly one of those ones that, as we talked about when we were laying out the rest of the schedule yesterday, that – this was one that you needed to get a W on, because now you got to make up for it somewhere else to continue on to the trend that you want to get to, and that is probably going to involve having to win a road game. That's not going to be an easy one.
Yeah, and that's where the more you lose at home, the more your back's to the wall on the road. And the one thing I know about this league that we observe and just watch, whether it's Arkansas or any other team, it seems like when your back is pressed to the wall and you have the talent to match up in that next game, those are the type of teams that are most dangerous and seem to win more often. We've seen it early in this conference race where a team was down 0-2 in the early stages of SEC play, and they didn't go 0-3 because they'd upset somebody. They'd find a way to win. That's why I immediately typed after the game, Arkansas beats Bama Saturday. Book it. Yeah, Arkansas's in desperation mode now, man. And that's the one thing in this league. Teams that are pressed with their back to the wall are the most deadly teams in this league. Just look at the results.
Yeah. You see it all the time in this conference. And I think that you can see it from Arkansas even at some point in time when, again, when they lost, they always bounce back well. But now that you've gone through some of these losses, I know when they lost to Mississippi State, for instance, they bounced back really well against TCU. And then they lose to South Carolina at home. I expect them as well to bounce back against Alabama. It's just the way it's going to be. And Alabama's not a great team. And in all honesty, too, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but you could correct me if I'm wrong, Tommy. I feel like Arkansas has had more success as far as winning road games, more success winning on the road against Alabama than most teams, as far as most teams that they've played on the road. Because, listen, they never win at Florida. It seems like they never win there. They never win at Kentucky, or at least very seldom. There's a lot of places that they just don't win a lot at, but Alabama's one of those places that they've always had a lot of success in there. So I think they'll bounce back. I think it's going to be okay. I don't think it's panic mode. Some guy tweeted at me, he's like, "Oh, season's over," and I'm like, "Okay, all right." You're going to get fans that are that way too. But there was just a lot of things that happened in last night's game, and I actually want to play this clip because I want to talk about it. It's kind of funny to me. But last night's game also included a technical foul. And when it got called, Tommy, because I was watching it on TV, when the technical got called, I was like, was it Musselman? Because then when they showed the video over to Musselman or showed the camera over to Musselman, it didn't look like he was like fuming or really getting after him. It sounded kind of calm, so it was kind of an awkward thing. Well, come to find out, they didn't call the technical on him, and Eric Musselman had this to say about that technical that was called.
Very good. Let's go straight to questions for Coach. Bob?
Eric, what happened on the technical? We heard they just said it was the bench. Was it on
Hayes Myers got a technical. Staff member.
I know you can't be happy about that, kind of what you're
not happy at all. I mean, you lose by 2 at home in a game that's got extreme significance, and a staff member gets a technical. The only person that needs to talk to the referees is me, and me only. And, I don't know what else to say, Bob. Extremely disappointed.
Tommy, when I hear that, first it cracks me up, but when I hear that, you know what that reminds me of? When I was a kid, and of course I had an older brother, and something got destroyed, something got messed up, we did something wrong, and then when my parents would call me in and say, all right, who did this? My immediate response was, Jake did it. Yep. That's what it reminded me of, where it was like, it wasn't, because usually coaches in this situation would maybe be a little more like, it was just, one of the guys on our bench, I didn't get to hear what was said, kind of play it a little more PC.
Cover for him.
Yeah, cover for him. Nope, not Eric Musselman. Just straight up, just said the name. Didn't even let Bob finish the question. And I think that was also a point of emphasis for Musselman, saying and showing just how upset he was that somebody like him would get a technical foul in a situation where you lose by 2 points. Cannot have it. Now, if Eric Musselman gets a technical foul, hey, it is what it is. But you guy on the bench, you're not even an assistant coach. You're the special assistant to the head coach or whatever it is. It's almost like the Dwight Schrute of the coaching staff. You better not get a technical either. So, yeah, it was just really funny that he didn't even hesitate with saying his name on who he did it.
Yeah, and we don't know what was said or what was directed, but I know this. There was no bench warning. Immediately to technical foul. So whatever it was clearly communicated to the official on the floor, because that's generally not the way, generally benches are giving a bench decorum warning prior to going there. So whatever it was must have crossed the line in a pretty bad way.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I wanted to ask you about, is that, I know what coaches usually have to say to get technicals, but like Hayes Myers, for instance, this guy, what? And I know you're not allowed to talk to the refs, and you're not allowed to stand up. Is that also something that you're not or you get a warning if you're standing up or standing in a certain area?
When the ball's live, everyone on the bench is supposed to be seated, other than the head coach. That's the way it's always been. But I think Coach Musk there said, well, he got one for standing up or something. I'm just saying, I'd bet a whole lot of your money and mine that it was a lot more than just standing up that got him a technical foul.
Yeah, no, I would have to assume so too. But I just wonder,
because how many times in a game do you see someone on the bench that's not supposed to be up, and they're just the official will, whatever game you want, will motion them, just sit down. Give them that lower your hand, signal, sit down.
Yeah.
I've never seen a game where that went automatically to technical foul, and to someone that's not even an assistant coach.
Yeah.
These guys, I'm looking at the game notes from yesterday. Special assistant to the head coach. He's the traveling secretary. That's his role.
Oh, man.
He's listed here, but I don't imagine he slept well last night. I imagine he's got a few wounds that need some salve on his backside this morning.
Well, what I was going to say is, if we could just all have a moment and say a prayer for Hayes Myers. And hopefully he will be able to bounce back from this. Because here's the thing, Tommy. I can't imagine. We know Eric Musselman's a passionate person, and I'd like to know what that conversation is going to be like, or was like last night between Eric Musselman and Hayes Myers.
Did you know the name Hayes Myers until that moment?
No.
You didn't even know who Hayes Myers was.
No.
Could you pick him out of a lineup right now? Oh, there's Hayes Myers.
Yeah. No.
So that's not the way you want your biggest introduction to the Razorback fan base is like that. But you know what? Here's what I like. You never like people being thrown under the bus, particularly players. But staff member, a little different. That's Musselman's decision. You know what that does? That puts everyone else on that coaching staff and support staff on notice. You get us a technical foul on the bench, I'm going to call you out.
Mm-hmm.
So I guarantee you there won't be any more issues out of the bench, because no one else wants their name mentioned like it was with Hayes Myers last night.
Didn't even hesitate. Just Hayes Myers.
That puts everybody else on notice on that staff. You better be right on that bench.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and
that's
it was
what
funny
he was
too,
doing.
I don't know if you saw in the first time out that Eric Musselman called in the game too. Did you see the guy that just went
the clipboard got
hit
destroyed?
The clipboard?
Yeah.
That was also Hayes Myers as well, Tommy.
bad deal. Brought to you by World of Wireless, 877-305-DISH. Big game this Sunday. If you're not ready with the TV, you need to call World of Wireless. They can get you hooked up with 4K in every room, HD in every room, whole home DVR, all the great stuff you're looking for, the new Hopper system. It's got all the latest technology. Plus, you get local installation before the game this Sunday. 877-305-DISH for WOW, World of Wireless.
We get to more of your phone calls, more of your text messages, and more of the Morning Rush coming up next. Stay with us.
Hello, my name is Sean Brazel. I'm with the Fence Man and Quantum Property Services. I'm here to give you the brass tacks and hard facts of what encompassing all of your property needs are. We can help you with your real estate, your property management, your construction, and
your money. Hi, I'm Andy, Money Talks Knox. I'm here to talk to you about maximizing your return on your investment and also helping you get creative with your financing. Please, when you think of Quantum Property Services, Inc., give us a call at 479-434-6860. That's 479-434-6860. I'm Andy, Money Talks Knox.
brass tacks, hard facts.
Harry Robinson Buick GMC has over 200 pre-owned vehicles to choose from luxury to economy and everything in between, including over 50 great vehicles with payments under $250 a month, certain to fit your needs and budget. And at Harry Robinson Buick GMC, you always get more for your trade. 50 vehicles with payments under $250 a month at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off I-540 in Fort Smith.
Hello, my name is Sean Brazel. I'm with the Fence Man and Quantum Property Services. I'm here to give you the brass tacks and hard facts of what encompassing all of your property needs are. We can help you with your real estate, your property management, your construction, and
your money. Hi, I'm Andy, Money Talks Knox. I'm here to talk to you about maximizing your return on your investment and also helping you get creative with your financing. Please, when you think of Quantum Property Services, Inc., give us a call at 479-434-6860. That's 479-434-6860. I'm Andy, Money Talks Knox.
brass tacks, hard facts.
Harry Robinson Buick GMC has over 200 pre-owned vehicles to choose from luxury to economy and everything in between, including over 50 great vehicles with payments under $250 a month, certain to fit your needs and budget. And at Harry Robinson Buick GMC, you always get more for your trade. 50 vehicles with payments under $250 a month at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off I-540 in Fort Smith.
Hello, my name is Sean Brazel. I'm with the Fence Man and Quantum Property Services. I'm here to give you the brass tacks and hard facts of what encompassing all of your property needs are. We can help you with your real estate, your property management, your construction, and
your money. Hi, I'm Andy, Money Talks Knox. I'm here to talk to you about maximizing your return on your investment and also helping you get creative with your financing. Please, when you think of Quantum Property Services, Inc., give us a call at 479-434-6860. That's 479-434-6860. I'm Andy Money Talks Knox.
Brass tacks, hard facts.
Harry Robinson Buick GMC has over 200 pre-owned vehicles to choose from luxury to economy and everything in between, including over 50 great vehicles with payments under $250 a month, certain to fit your needs and budget. And at Harry Robinson Buick GMC, you always get more for your trade. 50 vehicles with payments under $250 a month at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off I-540 in Fort Smith.
The Morning Rush with John Neighbors and Tommy Kraft.
Gives it to Mason Jones with 5 minutes to play. Jones hesitates, drives, throws it up, gets it to go and one. Levesque commits the foul. Jones with a bucket. Arkansas still alive, and Mason Jones is going to get an and one.
Video streaming live on Facebook, Periscope, and YouTube.
Hello, my name is Sean Brazel. I'm with the Fence Man and Quantum Property Services. I'm here to give you the brass tacks and hard facts of what encompassing all of your property needs are. We can help you with your real estate, your property management, your construction, and
your money. Hi, I'm Andy Money Talks Knox. I'm here to talk to you about maximizing your return on your investment and also helping you get creative with your financing. Please, when you think of Quantum Property Services, Inc., give us a call at 479-434-6860. That's 479-434-6860. I'm Andy Money Talks Knox.
brass tacks, hard facts.
Harry Robinson Buick GMC has over 200 pre-owned vehicles to choose from luxury to economy and everything in between.
I love catfish, and any type of meat you put in tacos, I think is always like fair game.
Yep.
I mean, let's be honest.
I like shrimp tacos and I like catfish. I've not had them on the corn tortillas. I've been more of a flour tortilla man. But when I was down in Mexico last year, they had one of these deals at the all-inclusive where you go, they had these shrimp tacos, and they had this sauce. It's all about that sauce they put on them.
Yeah.
Spicy remoulade or whatever you want to call it is good. So I bet Adams are really good too.
I've had lobster tacos before.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah, can't go wrong with that. No, it's just interesting because I'd never heard catfish tacos, but hey, I'm sure they're wonderful.
What do you expect at the Catfish Kitchen? You know,
that's exactly right.
Yeah.
That's exactly right. We have a few people that have been texting in and calling in and tweeting in and all that fun stuff about the game last night with Arkansas's loss to South Carolina. And this one comes from Casey. And I wanted to ask you about this, Tommy, because I know that we talked a lot about the officiating, but I think it's just good to have people kind of get a better understanding of maybe what was called and why it was called. And this is another great one from Casey because I meant to bring this one up too. When Reggie Chaney was on the ground and he got called for a foul when the South Carolina player kind of stepped on him. Again, maybe that's the right call by the rule of the book. I don't know, but what is the call there? Because I guess you do have to call something.
That's a tough one as a fan to swallow. But let me tell you why it was correct. Oh, he's defending him. No, let's think about this. Legal guarding position. What do you have to do to be legal when you're guarding somebody?
Not be on the floor.
Not be on the floor. You got to have 2 feet. You got to start with 2 feet on the floor facing your opponent. Well, if you're laying on the ground and you trip your opponent, you're not in legal guarding position. That's a tough one, and I get it. But there's no other call to make. And I know people were going nuts. Muss was animated about it. I don't like it any more than you do, but it's just if you're on the floor as a defender, you're not in legal guarding position. So that's a tough one, but it's a correct one.
Okay, I mean, but the thing is just weird because it's like, you know, it's not like what is he supposed to do? You know, it's like what can Chaney do? It's not like he purposely fell on the ground.
It's bad luck.
Yeah.
But I mean, what else do you want to have happen there? You know,
Tommy, of course, I want a travel to be called.
You want player control there for stepping on it?
Yeah.
You got to be in legal guarding position. That one just stinks. But it's the way it is. You know.
Well, Tyler Greenwood says he didn't trip him; he got stepped on.
Well,
I mean,
sometimes life sucks. You know.
I know, and I kind of figured that when that got called,
I knew that one was going to come up at some point.
Yeah, I mean that was just one that kind of sucks in it. But anyways, and also the other one that Casey brought up too, and this was another one, and Tommy, because I know we're kind of going through the list here, but it was another one. The play where Mason Jones was called for traveling when he was on the ground, and because he had gone up for a rebound, he kind of fell on the ground, and then they called him traveling. And he didn't really, even to me at least, look like he had full possession of the ball when he was going down.
Can't travel without possession of the ball. I remember that play a little bit. There's a little bit of what you'd call a scrum for the ball on the floor.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, was that the right call? Did you feel like it was a travel?
I would like to look at that one more time.
Okay.
But generally, if the ball is loose and there is no possession, you can't have a travel.
Okay, because that's the thing is like I'm honestly asking because I'm not sure of the rule, and I want to make sure that I know the rule. And if it's
two things about traveling, you can't travel if you don't have possession, and you can't be called for that if you're dribbling.
Yeah.
So it's just always two things that are simple, but things to remember.
I'm loving this because we're getting texts from people that
glad
are just
someone's
like,
loving it because I feel like I'm getting what's these new places where they throw axes.
Yeah, some axe throwing place.
I feel like I am the one up in front. I feel like I'm the plywood on this deal.
Hey, we all got to be good at something, Tommy, and you're just good at explaining officiating.
I'm just explaining rules.
Utilizing strings. But this one comes from Francisco, who's in Marshall. This is coming from the 214 from Marshall. He says, what about the jump ball with under a minute to go where Mason clearly got fouled? Free throws could have tied it. Do you remember that play where they called a jump ball when Mason was going up with it?
I think when you have an option and it's a default between foul and jump ball, you try to go. I mean, that's another one. As a Razorback, if you're a Razorback, you want a foul there. You're South Carolina, that's the best jump ball you've ever seen in your life. It's all about perspective there. And generally in a game, if you can get the jump ball and the foul isn't obvious over the top, they didn't go through somebody, no displacement, no impede. The jump ball is generally the call that is made more often than not.
All right. See, we got explanation.
Everybody wants less fouls. I mean, it just stinks if you're a Razorback fan.
I know. It's just, but here's the thing. I'm genuinely curious about a lot of this stuff because when I look at it, let's be honest, Tommy. If you weren't on the show today and I was doing the show,
I thought about calling in sick. Yeah,
you should have. So that way I could just sit here and be like, well, that was a terrible call. Refs suck. The SEC really needs to step in and do something about this. All the same stuff. But see, that's what's good to have you is because then. You don't want me trying to explain these things. Like, could you imagine me trying to explain rules and officiating to people? Yeah, that wouldn't be good. But I would give in to the masses and just fuel the fire and say, yeah, something needs to be done about it. Let's get the pitchforks and the.
And it was Kraft's fault.
Yeah, and it was Kraft's fault. Always defending.
That's why he's not here today.
Yeah, exactly. Because he couldn't face the fire. He couldn't face the music.
Not too late for me to call in sick.
Hey, yeah. Well, listen. You want to talk to Richard and Tom? They're coming up. You gotta stay for that. You gotta make sure you stay for that. But
again, it's not about defending. It's about, what it was. Last night's game just had no flow, and it was not fun. As I said before, not fun to watch for us because there were so many fouls. I guarantee it wasn't fun for those three guys out there to officiate, and certainly wasn't fun as an Arkansas Razorback fan to come up 2 points short in a game like that.
Yeah. No. I mean, it's not fun, and that's why, at the end of it, I tweeted. I was like, everything about that game was gross. Like everything.
No, it wasn't even fun.
It just wasn't fun, and that's what basketball games need to be, especially. Is it needs to be fun. It needs to be enjoyable. It needs to be entertaining, and we just didn't get that last night. Now looking at the bigger picture, though, because I think this is important. Looking at the bigger picture for Arkansas season this year, this game last night, it has not changed, at least in my opinion, has not changed my mind or my opinion of this team and what they're going to be capable of down the stretch. This does not make them go from being a sure lock NCAA tournament team to all of a sudden now they're, I don't know about this. They got some problems. I'm not saying that they are perfect, and I'm not saying last night is something that could happen in other games too. But what I am saying is that I still have complete and total faith in Eric Musselman that the proper adjustments need to be made, and he will make them. And he will make them in a very quick way. I think against Alabama this weekend, I agree with you, Tommy. I think Arkansas wins that game. Then you have Auburn coming in on Tuesday night. That's going to be a huge one, as we all know. But my point is that last night's game shouldn't be looked at in anything other than just a bad game from a team that is capable of playing better, and they just had a bad game. It was just a bad game for them. It's more of the exception to the rule, and I still have complete and total faith that this team is going to get things turned around and still make the NCAA tournament. I don't think last night's game has changed my mind on anything as far as what this team's going to be capable of down the stretch.
We got our video live stream going and getting a lot of feedback on text and on the Facebook and Periscope videos this morning. And I've been amazed as I've read through some of these, during the show and during the break. We rarely, if ever, get anything negative about Eric Musselman said in our comments. Mm-hmm. And I've been surprised, John. I mean, it's not overwhelming, but there's 10 or 15% of these comments this morning questioning his ability to coach. I'm like,
gosh.
My Lord, have we turned that far? I mean, because if he's proven anything to me, he knows how to coach. I mean, I just wonder how. And I guess there's always the fringe element. But I am just surprised how the fringe has shown up this morning in some of these comments about Musselman. And, one comment even earlier in the show, we hadn't gotten to it yet, compared him to Chad Morris. I'm like, are you out of your mind?
Out loud.
Oh, the guy can recruit, but he can't coach. I'm like,
oh, my gosh.
If he can do anything, he can coach. He can prepare a team. Can you imagine any lesser a coach what this team would be like defensively and what the record would be? I just find that egregious and unbearable to read some of these comments made about Musselman this morning.
Y'all.
Some of you out there, and then again, there's a fringe to everything, but the fringe is way off the rocker this morning.
Tommy, I just refuse to believe that person exists. Surely that person
is not a real person. You can go find him in our mentions here on our Facebook live stream. You can too out there. All you got to do is go to Facebook or Periscope and read all the comments coming in. I'm just amazed, and that's part of being a fan. That's part of being in this business. But I've been talking about this for a month. What happens when they lose a few? They've lost 3 of their last 4 now. 3 SEC games in a row.
Yeah.
What do some of the fans start saying then? Well, it's not a majority. I wouldn't even call it a vocal minority at this point, but I just find it interesting, the 4 or 5 people this morning that have that take on Musselman. What if they lose Saturday? Does that grow? I just find it interesting how some on the fringe react after a loss like that.
Oh, my gosh. I mean, I'm floored. And
to compare him to Chad Morris?
Oh, my, that's blasphemy. That's blasphemous.
Mm-hmm. Turn your computer off, then throw it over the bridge.
You better be going to church on Sunday and repenting for that one, because that is absolutely. I mean, I can't even imagine anyone. Listen, if you want to be upset, fine. If you even want to have some issues or maybe have some criticisms about Eric Musselman as far as some plays go or something, okay, I'll even accept that. But that's the thing that can sometimes just frustrate me about fans. And again, like you said, it's fringe fans. It's not the majority. It's not even a small minority. It's very fringe. But to say something as stupid as idiotic as that, I was like, good grief, people, come on. It's just you got to take things all into consideration. Eric Musselman, without a doubt, I don't know if he's going to win a national championship. I don't even know if he's going to make a Final Four. I like what he's doing, and I like the direction he's going. He's doing a lot of great things. But the last thing that Eric Musselman is a bad coach. He has not gotten to the point where he's at where it could by being a bad coach. He has not been in coaching for what has it been, 25, 30 years, however long it's been. He has not done that and gotten to the point where he has been in every single league every one of them, NBA, D-League, whatever, by being a bad coach. So just, I mean, again, you can have your criticisms. You can say that there's been some things that bother you, some things you didn't like. But the fact that you would ever get to that point and say something as stupid as that is just asinine.
877-377-6963. We'll get to the phone line here in a second. Got some calls stacking up. We're brought to you by Razorback Camper Sales. Spring camping season is just around the corner, and they're ready at Razorback Camper Sales. They got a huge selection of travel trailers, fifth wheels, and pop-ups at Razorback Camper Sales in Hot Springs. Always full prep and setup at no extra cost to you. So when you leave Razorback Camper Sales, you are ready to go immediately to the campgrounds and start enjoying your new travel trailer or fifth wheel. They always give you access to the best parts and service department. They got it right there. Razorback Camper Sales is the oldest family-owned RV dealer in Arkansas. They've been in business for over 50 years, and they want to remind you it's RV show season. So see them right now at the Arkansas RV Show in Little Rock. That's February 7th through the 9th, and also at the Boat and RV Show in Hot Springs, February 28th through March the 1st. That's Razorback Camper Sales, Exit 1, off of the bypass in Hot Springs.
Let's go to the phone lines. Robbie is in San Diego. What's going on, Robbie?
What's going on, boys? How you doing this morning?
Man, we're doing awesome. How about yourself?
I'm doing pretty good, man. Hey, John, sorry to see you go, man. You've given me a reason to look at my cell phone in the wee hours of the morning and pop on and see what you guys say, man. You're going to be sorely missed.
Hey, man, I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
You got it, brother. Hey, man, so last night I saw a very undisciplined basketball team. First time I've seen that under Musselman. We had players out of control, taking shots they shouldn't have, bad defensive play, slapping at the ball, not being in position. I really hope this is just an anomaly and that we just found ourselves in a position where, we're not looking at South Carolina as the opponents they should have been, and I attribute that probably to players, coaches, the whole nine. The fans were just clamoring to have something to freaking explode about. We hung around, and we just consistently missing free throws, front into one-on-ones, throwing the ball away, and then South Carolina's ability to make the timely shot. Every time we tried to make a little mini run, South Carolina came out as buried a triple or beat us down the court. It was frustrating just watching that game on TV because you just felt like the Razorbacks were going to find a way to get it done. When they didn't, it's like, okay, now we got to look at the schedule. Going to Bama, we're not going to be favored. And we got Auburn at home. So now, we've lost 3 out of 4, 2 tough games, because anytime you're on the road in SEC, it's not a guaranteed win. Historically, as a basketball program, we haven't played well on the road. So now you got to really dig deep in the character this team is going to come out and go down to Tuscaloosa on Saturday. We don't need to even give too worries about Tuesday's game. We've got to win the game in front of us. Got to treat this as a one-game season. I still believe this is an NCAA basketball team, but we've got to start playing like it. Got to stop making boneheaded decisions. You got to have some discipline, and that starts on the bench. Can't be getting technical fouls late in the second half from the bench, and that it stymied our ability to come back in the game. Got to be smarter than that. And I believe in Eric Musselman. All my friends in San Diego are so glad he's not in Nevada because SDSU used to have tough games against them. So a lot of my buddies out here have no allegiance to Arkansas are like, man, you guys got a good one. And I believe that. I believe we have a great coach. But I think we just need to play a little bit better, and they need to follow his lead.
Well, and that's the thing, Robbie, is that, you can't at all deny the fact that last night was just a bad game. They just played poorly. They played poorly defensively. They played poorly offensively. They didn't make the good decisions. And that's where it's like, I guess that's where my faith in Eric Musselman comes into play, is because if this had been a trend, if this has been something that's been going on for many games, that's one thing. But we're talking about one game here where they still only lost by 2 points. They were in position to tie the game, maybe even win the game at the end of it. And they did it by playing one of their worst games of the season. Mm-hmm. Like to me, I know you want to win the games, and I know that you want to play well, and I get all that, and I understand that. But at the same time, to me, that shows how good of a coach Eric Musselman is, and how he puts a lot of faith in his players, and how much the players put a lot of faith in him, and how hard they play. Where even in their worst games, Tommy, they are still right there in the mix. Their worst game against LSU, where they got out-rebounded by 30, they were still in position to win the game. A horrible game against Mississippi State, where they were just getting dominated by one player. They were still in good position at the end of the game. Same thing with Kentucky. Same thing with Western Kentucky. I mean, they have these games where they lose, and they're still in position at the end. And I think that's not – most teams, most coaches would probably fold if they had their worst games of the season because, Tommy, let's be honest, over the past 20 years essentially in Razorback basketball, when Arkansas played their worst games, what normally happened? They got beat by 20, 25. It wasn't even close. They were out of the game the entire time. It was awful. But
you weren't worried about drawing up a last-second shot. So.
No, you were never in that position.
Twice. They drew up a last-second shot twice last night.
Mm-hmm. But if you're telling me that Arkansas's 5 worst games they've played this year were in 5 losses where they still are in position to win the game at the end, I mean, again, you want to win the games. You want to make the plays to win the games. But I'm taking that all day long because that means that they're at least able to find ways and to grind it out, even when they're playing their worst game.
Yeah. No blowouts. The worst loss they have, I guess, point and differential, I'm just looking through it real quick, is at Western Kentucky in overtime. They lost by 7 there. I'm just scanning through the schedule. 2 lost by 7 again against Kentucky, 73-66. And it's 7. Yeah, so there's 3 7-point losses. So does that sound like a team getting blown out? And you get down and you have to go back and look at free throws at the end. And generally free throws will make that look worse than it is. So 3 7-point losses. Everything else is closer than that. 2 points last night. Just that to me is the sign of a well-coached team.
Exactly, and that's my whole point, is that even in your losses when you're in the game, even in your worst games, your worst moments, everything, you're still in position to win the game. And to me, that's something that needs to be given a lot more credit than what it's giving. Because even you mentioned the Western Kentucky game, Tommy, I know they lost by 7, but that game went to overtime. Mm-hmm. And Arkansas was in a position at the end of overtime to win the game. You know what I'm saying? So, if you really draw it up and look at it, Kentucky and Mississippi State were the only games you really felt like at the end you had no chance. And honestly, as we talked about, even as the non-conference season was going on, and I'll say it again, as long as Eric Musselman's at the helm, this team is never going to get blown out.
So
they're going to lose games, but they're never going to get blown out in these games. They're always going to perform well, especially against some of the tougher competition. I expect fully that to be the same way against Alabama this weekend, where they compete and they win the game.
If I'm doing the math right in my head real quick, they've lost 5 games by a total of 25 points combined.
Wow.
I mean, there's still losses. And the worst part is you're 3 and 4. 4 of those 5 are in league play. So that's the worst part. Yeah. And right now the trend is as bad as it's been this year because you've lost 3 of your last 4 games.
Mm-hmm. And what's unfortunate, Tommy, for Arkansas especially, they're sitting at 10th in the SEC right now.
Yeah. Well, but you're a win away on Saturday from making that look a lot better. But you're right. If it was today, your preseason critics are more correct that had you at 11th in the conference.
Yeah, I mean, because listen, I'm trying to count them right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 7 teams that have 4-3 records in conference, so they're just 1 game above you. Yeah. So I mean, a win this weekend and a win against Auburn, and boom, you're right back in the mix.
I mean, how does that TCU win kind of change our perspective right now? At least you got a win in there in the middle of breaking up. The thing that no one wants to really talk a lot about is 3 straight conference losses.
Mm-hmm. Just don't make it 4 this Saturday.
4 of your last 6. So
yeah, just don't make it 4 on this Saturday.
Yeah, what's got to happen? Hey, Valentine's Day is 2 weeks from tomorrow. If you haven't made plans to go to Gaston's White River Resort, now's the time to think about that. If you'd like to go and stay for that weekend, they got some cabins open. You could have a nice romantic getaway weekend, do some fishing while you're there. But even if you just want to travel over to Gaston's for a night of great food and fun, they've got their Valentine's Day menu up at Gastons.com. Surf and turf, twin broiled lobster tails on the menu, grilled swordfish, braised bison short ribs, chicken Barcelona, prime rib. And they got beef fillets, too, twin tornadoes of beef. It's all there. You can read about it. Everything includes appetizers, their John Boat salad bar, and a great dessert table as well. 870-431-5202 to make your Valentine's reservations right now at Gaston's White River Resort. Gaston's White River Resort. A first-class time every time.
This is Recruiting Thursday on the Morning Rush, brought to you by Breeden RV, where your adventures begin.
Yes, sir!
If
If you have experience transporting frozen and refrigerated goods and want to be part of a trucking family with insurance and be home every week, you need to contact Brent Higgins Trucking. Since 1997, Brent Higgins Trucking in Mulberry has been proudly delivering to and from various areas of the United States, including but not limited to Oklahoma, Texas, Louisiana, and Mississippi. Brent Higgins Trucking, where you're a name, not a number. Contact them at 479-997-2366 or at BrentHigginsTrucking.com.
The Toyota Tundra and Tacoma. Load them up and take off on your next epic weekend. Toyota trucks are made to go anywhere and do all the things you love doing. And when your day winds down, one thing is for sure.
Let's come back next weekend.
Absolutely nothing sounds better than an amazing weekend made possible by the virtually indestructible Toyota Tundra and Tacoma.
Qualified buyers can get 0% APR financing for 72 months on a new 2020 Toyota Tundra Special Edition. Toyota, let's go places. Visit buyatoyota.com for details. Offers available in select states and N2-320.
Your next haircut now has a shortcut. Introducing the Sport Clips Haircuts app. That's right. Now the cut you want is just a tap away. Just download the app, check in at your neighborhood Sport Clips, and choose your Guy Smart stylist, and you're done. We'll text you when your stylist is almost ready. Then head to Sport Clips for a championship haircut experience. It's home field advantage for your hair. No appointment needed. Just download the Sport Clips app and check in. And don't forget a beard trim. Sport Clips. You choose the cut, we cut the weight.
Did someone say, I'm hungry? Visit 906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge on the Avenue. Try the new panini sandwiches like the Chicken Pyro or the Cubana or the signature 906 wings. Jumbo wings roasted with honey bacon jam. Want some spice? Try the black and blue wings. Experience their salads, flatbreads, coffees and desserts, top shelf wines and liquors, premium beers, world-class cigars, all in an atmosphere that feels less like a lounge and more like a destination. Sample, indulge, escape. 906 Cocktail and Cigar Lounge. Treat your appetite on the Avenue.
I drink a beer every night too. Relax. The other beers? For my coaching skills and unbeatable touchdown dance.
From tailgate parties to weekend get-togethers, Shamrock Liquor Warehouse has you covered with your favorite cold beer and cold kegs, always in stock. And check out Shamrock's Mix and Match 6-packs for craft and import beer. Huge selection, low warehouse prices. Always worth a trip to load up at Shamrock, 5609 Midland Boulevard.
Look your best with Perfecto Cleaners at the bottom of Fiena Hills. Count on same-day service, easy drive-through cover drop-off and pickup window, and fast turnaround on alterations. Perfecto Cleaners always goes the extra mile to ensure your clothes look their best, making you look your best. Be sure to clip their coupons in the yellow pages, and as always, in by 9 and out by 5 Monday through Friday. Perfecto Cleaners, just off Jenny Lind at the bottom of Fiena Hills. Perfecto Cleaners, making you look your best.
It's a new year, a time for fresh starts and positive changes. Let us help your vehicle reflect your good vibes by making it look its best. If you find yourself a victim of the winter weather, we will work with your insurance company and help you throughout the process. We offer a lifetime warranty and a complete interior detail with all repairs. We can quickly restore cloudy headlights, making them look like new and brightening your road for better vision on these dark winter nights. Think of us at Evans Body Shop when you need any auto body repairs.
Evans Body Shop, where we meet the nicest people by accident.
Kevin Hickey Law has a great team of people who are dedicated to your legal cares. Kevin Hickey's law team is made up of experienced, caring individuals centered around divorce, child and custody, DHS matters, and more. Serving the Fort Smith area and Northwest Arkansas. Make the right decision. Call Kevin Hickey Law at 479-434-2414. And for Northwest Arkansas, 479-802-6560. Or the web at kevinhickeylaw.com, where our clients are our main priority from start to finish.
World-class trout fishing is the star of the show at Gaston's White River Resort, where a few days away from all the worries and stress will make all right in your world. Gaston's has friendly, experienced guides to help you land your limit. Enjoy your stay at Gaston's in one of their private cottages or reserve a lodge for up to 20 people. Call now and let Gaston's help you plan your next getaway on the White River. 870-431-5202. That's 870-431-5202. Or learn more at Gastons.com. Gaston's, a first-class time, every time.
Your voice lets him know he's safe. Shelter Insurance does the same for you. Roadside assistance provided by Road America is now included with your auto policy. We'll take care of you. Thank you. While you take care of what's most important. We're your shield. we're your shelter.
Ask shelter agents Ted McAvoy or Jeff Clark about a free insurance review.
Hi, I'm Kelly Smith, owner of Dixie Digital Imaging. Is it time for a new printer? When looking for that new printer, you'll consider the new technology available, but also reliability, quality, cost, and access to service and supplies are important. With eConcierge from Dixie Digital and Xerox, you get free lifetime service coverage for your eligible Xerox printers, plus an easy way to order toner and ink. For more information, call Dixie Digital Imaging at 783-6600 or visit our website at dixiedigital.com. Dixie Digital Imaging, bringing document innovations to the River Valley.
ESPN 95.3. The Morning Rush with John Neighbors and Tommy Crash.
78-72, less than 2 minutes to go now. Witt drives, touch pass, Joe, left wing, three-pointer good! 16 for Joe, it's 78-75.
Streaming live at hitthatline.com.
Welcome back into the Morning Rush. We are brought to you by NWA Gold and Silver.
Yeah, they're in Bentonville and in Fayetteville, and they've got a going out of business sale that's underway right now. Save up to 70% off Arkansas's largest selection of fine jewelry. This is perfect, guys, for Valentine's Day. That's 2 weeks from tomorrow. Over $3 million worth of inventory being liquidated right now. It's got to go. Diamond engagement rings, diamond earrings, necklaces, pendants, 70% off on much of this merchandise. So save now up to 70% off during the going out of business sale at NWA Gold and Silver. They're in Bentonville at 1130 North Walton and in Nelson's Crossing by Jason's Deli in Fayetteville. Save up to 70% off the going out of business sale at NWA Gold and Silver in Bentonville and in Fayetteville.
Been talking a lot about this Arkansas loss last night to South Carolina, and to help us talk a little more about it, let's welcome in Tom Murphy of the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette. Good morning, Tom. How you doing, man?
Oh, I'm doing okay. Thanks for that hot chocolate intro, man. I appreciate that.
That's what we do, man. That's what we do for you. Well, let's jump into what happened last night, Tom. It was just an ugly game all around. Arkansas did not play well. Lots of fouls, lots of bad decisions, lots of ill-advised three-pointers. Just was not Arkansas's best game. And when you saw what transpired last night, what was some of the stuff that stood out to you of why Arkansas lost this game?
Well, a bunch of things. First of all, that South Carolina reflected their coach. They were tough. They were gritty. Just hard-nosed and played good defense, and they came in here and earned the win. If Arkansas had made a last-second three-pointer, they would have snatched away, pretty much deserving loss. And I took from Eric Musselman's post-game comments at the very end, he was pretty short with his fuse, but he says, we keep taking these three-pointers. They made 26.9%. And that's not a good three-point shooting percentage. And when you take as many as they did, which was 26, then and you're not efficient with it, then it looks kind of sloppy, and it did. And so for a game in which they hold their own on the board for the first time in conference play, they tie them 36-36. To shoot threes as poorly as they did, it's like who their identity is right now, and Musselman does not like it. He really liked that 6 of 9 against TCU, where when Isaiah Joe was out, they knew they had to drive to the hole, and Desi Seals was much more of a factor. I think South Carolina's length bothered them on the inside early in the game, and that set the tone. And even though Isaiah Joe was in the game, I don't think he's 100%. I don't think Desi Seals was 100% when he came back from his ankle. And basically the offense was relying on whatever Mason Jones created. He had a great game, but Arkansas pretty much got what it deserved yesterday.
Game was tied one time. Arkansas never held the lead in the ball game. Let's go back to those first 5 minutes because it took all the way inside the first media timeout, and it was 15-20 to go in the first half before Arkansas got on the board. Specifically, What were you seeing? Because you can point to that period of the game, Tom, and that cost Arkansas as much as anything in a 2-point loss last night. The fact that you more or less wasted offensively the first 5 minutes of the game before you got the ball in the hole.
They absolutely did, just tentative. And Eric Musselman talked about how starting the two bigs he did not think paid off for him, like lack of energy. They had 3 turnovers in that span. I think Mason Jones stepped out of bounds on one, and just a couple of passes went astray. And they went inside a couple of times, but I want to say Jimmy Witt got a shot blocked, and they missed from down low. So that's what I'm saying about setting the tone. I mean, they tried to go inside, and it wasn't happening for them. And when they didn't score like that, they were turning the ball over. And it was 22-12 early on, and so the wake-up call was there, and the crowd tried to will them back in the game, and they made that run and got it tied. But South Carolina was just grittier. I'm concerned about Arkansas and their depth. Now, Musselman has talked about how he thinks, you can get away with playing a short bench because all the timeouts and all. But I think between the minor injuries and the lack of depth, it hurt them last night. South Carolina played 11 guys. A couple of them didn't give them great value. In fact, a couple of their starters, Bryant and Cuisinart, did not have good games. But because they went so deep, they found a couple of guys. Trey Hannibal, that guard, number 12, dude was averaging 3 points a game, comes in and has a great game, drives to the hole hard, scores several times in transition, creates fouls, and did a good job on Mason Jones at the end, denying him the ball on that play with 7 seconds.
Yeah, he scored 11 points and played 16 minutes, talking about Trey Hannibal. So that's very efficient play.
Oh, it certainly is. And I think Arkansas has got to look in the mirror and determine we've got to hang our hat on, it's defense, but they've got to hang their hat offensively on doing, I think, driving to the hole more. And then when you're effective doing that and drawing fouls, then you can kick out for more open threes. And I think they need to be a lot more judicious about their 3-point shooting. And clearly was frustrated, Eric Musselman was last night.
3-point and free throw shooting. Because 65% ain't going to cut it. You can't win games at the end. Make missing free throws as frequently as Arkansas has done as of late.
Oh, absolutely. And it's been several games in a row now. Outside of Mason Jones, superb 15 of 16, I had this up a minute ago, 11 of 24 by the rest of the crew. Bailey and Jalen Harris both 1 for 4. Jalen Harris does not need to be making 1 of 4 free throws. So it was costly. You can point to a lot of different things. Free throws and the 3-point shooting certainly played big roles in it.
Tom, I want to ask you about that technical that was called last night, too, because it was kind of confusing when it was called. It was on the Arkansas's bench, but a lot of people didn't know it was on Musselman or whatnot. But as soon as the game had ended and he was in his press conference and he was asked by Bob, I believe it was the very first question, he says, Hayes Myers. That was who got the technical. What did you make of that whole situation and Eric Musselman's reaction to the technical?
Well, yeah, he wasn't happy. Matt Jones sent me a clip of the play, and on it, a couple of guys on the bench kind of stand up. They're not really supposed to, but I think they get away with that some. And he just kind of gave a strong kind of like a fist punch, a frustration fist punch. I don't think he said anything, and that's what got him teed up. And, I guess it can happen, but I think those officials were a little bit sensitive, like Joe Lindsey was to Jamie Dixon calling out Carey the other night. They were just sensitive to it. And, man, they got really whistle-happy. Anthony Jordan called a ton of fouls. And, look, Arkansas probably ended up getting more fouls on the whole than South Carolina did. They shot more free throws, but there was a couple of just totally mystifying ones. Reggie Chaney on the floor, didn't do anything, didn't roll over, didn't stick his leg up, got called for a foul after he missed a shot. And then Jalen Harris got called for a rebounding foul in which the dude just mistimed his jump, and he got called for a foul. So those were mystifying, but I think South Carolina ended up getting worse calls, actually.
Yeah, it was a pretty brutal game to watch, no doubt about it. Tom Murphy of the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette. Appreciate it as always, Tom. Have a great weekend, man. We'll catch up with you next week, all right?
All right.
Have a good one, man. Always appreciate Tom coming on. So there you go, Tommy.
Yeah. Mystifying.
Talk about,
Well, we talked earlier about that. I wasn't going to interrupt Tom there, but we talked about the one with Chaney on the floor.
Yeah, no, we did. We handled it. Yeah. We handled it. We talked about it. So we're going to have Richard Davenport of the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette joining us because, listen, it's a Thursday, which means it's Recruiting Thursday here on the Morning Rush. We'll get with him on some of the stuff going on not only in football but also in basketball, some big visits, and how it's just around the corner, signing day. It's amazing. It's just right around the corner heading into next week. So we'll talk about that and a lot more with Richard in the third hour of the Morning Rush coming up next.
What's your more? Maybe it's more time to pursue work on your golf swing. at the old course at St. Andrews. Whatever you'd like more of, Powerball from the Arkansas Scholarship Lottery can turn those dreams into reality. And the next drawing is for more than $390 million. So go to your local lottery retailer and get your ticket to more today. This is winning. Call 1-800-522-4700 for Problem Gambling Helpline.
Hey there, this is Travis Tollett from Williams Tractor. New Holland Dealer Days are back. Williams Tractor is opening their doors to help you tackle the season ahead. Special preseason savings are available, featuring 0% financing and cashback offers on select New Holland hay tools, tractors, and material handling equipment. Thinking about trading in? New Holland Dealer Days is the time. Stop by Williams Tractor in Fayetteville, Berryville, or Bobcat in Northwest Arkansas today to learn about all the preseason savings going on.
For commercial use only, customer participation subject to credit qualification and CNH Industrial Capital America LLC approval. Standard terms, conditions, and other restrictions apply. Down payment may be required.
Carol Morgan came to Arvest Bank needing to get a loan. Let's hear what happens.
So Carol, good news. You're approved for this loan and at this interest rate.
Yay, that's great.
You also mentioned you have some credit card debt. Would you be interested in rolling that into this loan so you're paying off that credit card at this same rate?
Really?
Yep, then it's all just one payment instead of two.
Wow, that's
helpful?
Very helpful.
Personal loans made easy. Arvest Bank, ready to help.
NWA Gold and Silver in Bentonville and Fayetteville is going out of business, and you can save up to 70% off on Arkansas's largest selection of fine jewelry. Over $3 million worth of inventory must be liquidated. Save on diamond engagement rings, diamond earrings, necklaces, pendants. Save up to 70% off during the going out of business sale at NWA Gold and Silver, 1130 North Walton in Bentonville and in Nelson's Crossing by Jason's Deli in Fayetteville. Save up to 70% off during the going out of business sale at NWA Gold and Silver in Bentonville and Fayetteville.
Fall is here, and the weather may not always be nice outside, but it's always nice inside. Keep your game sharp no matter the season on the TrackMan Simulator only at the Golf Nut. This is the same technology used on the PGA Tour for ball tracking on TV. The world's top players trust TrackMan when it comes down to data accuracy, and you can too. The Golf Nut, 5121 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith's #1 golf shop since 1994. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook for daily specials. The Golf Nut.
You know what goes great with your favorite football event? Fresh craft beer from Sody's Wine and Spirits. Taste what's on tap and fill up a growler to go. Shop online at mysodys.com and pick up in the drive-thru. Go team! Watch the big game on the biggest screen at Uncorked, starting at 2 o'clock on Sunday, February 2nd. Featuring 40 crafts on tap, plus your domestic favorites, and a special game day menu. The best party in town is at Uncorked on Phoenix Avenue next to Sody's.
The 2019s must go. Save up to $15,000 now at Harry Robinson's Sallisaw Ford. 2019 Ford Expedition with the all-new body style. Now $15,000 off. 2019 Ford Escapes, only $24,230. And 2019 Ford F-150 4x4s, over $10,000 off. The 2019s must go. Up to $15,000 off at Harry Robinson's Sallisaw Ford. 1 mile south of exit 308 off I-40 in Sallisaw.
New Bud Light Seltzer, huh?
Yep.
And it tastes like a hard seltzer, not a beer?
Yep.
So it's light and refreshing?
Yep.
With a hint of fruit flavor?
Yep.
And 100 calories?
Yep.
You said this is Bud Light Seltzer?
Yep.
Well, I need to try it.
Yep.
Oh, that tastes great.
Yep.
Now, wait, are you just yupping me?
Nope.
Bud Light Seltzer, unquestionably good. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Seltzer, IRC Beers, beer in Texas, St. Louis, Missouri.
Did you invest in real estate only to find out that real estate takes up too much of your time? If you answered yes, then it's time to make a call to the experts. With more than 30 years of combined property management experience and more than 16,000 units managed, Trinity Multifamily are the ones to call. Get your life back. Call Trinity Multifamily at 479-452-1817 or online at trinitymultifamily.com. Trinity Multifamily, your teammate in the real estate game.
You're telling me there is a place?
3 places, 2 in Fort Smith, 1 in Van Buren.
That can do everything to my pickup?
And my car. Jody'sAuto.com can do everything from oil changes and maintenance to repairs. All repairs. They'll even tow it in and then fix it if your truck breaks down on the road. One stop everything.
What about tires?
All the best brands. These people really know tires and have free flat repair and free road hazard. Best prices on tires anywhere. Price match guarantee.
Okay, so what's the catch? I bet they don't do financing, right?
Nope, wrong again. Jody'sAuto.com has the best credit card in the car care industry, and you can apply online.
Jody'sAuto.com voted best of the best for customer service, and a big part of that is convenience. One stop for everything. 3 oil change specials, tires, service, repair, maintenance, towing, and fleets. 3 locations since 1984. Convenience and trust. Jody'sAuto.com.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
Cloudy skies, our high temperatures today in the low to mid 40s. Those clouds are sticking around again tonight. An overnight low 30s north, upper 30s south. Friday, we're looking at more clouds and sunshine, upper 40s to low 50s, but sunshine will return on Saturday. I'm Sally Russell with your forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
Weather is brought to you by Harry Robinson Buick GMC, where you always get more for your trade. Exit 11 off I-540 in Fort Smith. You can shop anytime at harryrobinson.com.
You're listening to The Morning Rush, live from the Busch Light Studios on ESPN 95.3, KERX Paris, Fort Smith. This hour of The Morning Rush is brought to you by Bud Light, brewed with the best barley, rice, water, and hops to be America's favorite light beer. Bud Light, please drink responsibly. Broadcasting live from the Toyota Studios, this is The Morning Rush.
And, tonight we had some guys that did not play up to their ability. And then you add in the fact the free throws. You can coach, you can game plan, you can do all, but when you leave points on the board like we did from the foul line, I don't know what else to do but have them shoot some more foul shots, reps. But we didn't quit. We played hard. Crowd was awesome. It was a 2-point game at home.
With John Neighbors.
Every time you put a mic in my face, I'm going to say Arkansas.
And Tommy Kraft.
I'm not known as a guy who gets hand cramps when I'm writing checks.
The Morning Rush starts right now.
2 hours down, 1 hour to go. Appreciate everybody listening in on this beautiful day here in the great state of Arkansas. John Neighbors, Tommy Kraft, Maddie T, all in studio with you today. And thank you as always for making us a part of your morning this morning, where we are brought to you by Williams Tractor.
Yeah, New Holland Dealer Days are back at Williams Tractor. They're opening their doors to help you tackle the season ahead. Special preseason savings are available featuring 0% financing and cashback offers on select New Holland hay tools, tractors, and material handling equipment. And if you want to trade in, now is the perfect time during New Holland Dealer Days. Stop by Williams Tractor in Fayetteville, Berryville, or Bobcat of Northwest Arkansas and Rogers, and learn more about the preseason savings event.
Since it's Thursday, it's always a recruiting Thursday here on the Morning Rush. So let's talk a little recruiting as we welcome in Richard Davenport of the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette. Good morning, Richard. How you doing, man?
Hang on. Punch him up. All right, there we go. RD, good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Well, it's good to have you on, Richard, as always, and especially with next week. My goodness, it seems like signing day used to be such a bigger deal than what it is nowadays, but it is still just around the corner where Arkansas will finish up their 2020 class on the football side of things. So just out of curiosity, Richard, in the final stretch here, where's Arkansas's focus? Where are they looking at? What are they trying to accomplish? What's all going on with Arkansas and these coaches in the final stretch?
Well, they're making in-home visits, visiting high schools, and trying to close out the 2020 class. And it's obviously when you come in late like they have, and we talked about it, it's an uphill battle, and they're doing the best they can. And trying to close out on a few guys, and it's just a challenge. I was just about ready to sneeze. That's why I was kind of hesitating there. But anyway, obviously they're still working on some offensive linemen. They're still working on some offensive guys, receivers. Savion Williams, who was currently was a commitment to Arkansas under Chad Morris. They're still working on him. He's I think Coach Briles and Coach Stepp are supposed to visit him on Friday, and right before his Texas visit. So, you're just trying to hold on and try to convince the remaining guys to jump on board and close out this class. Obviously, they're right now they have 16 kids currently committed and that are public, and then you hope to finish as strong as you possibly can.
All right, the 16 you mentioned there, they can go to 25. What do you think they will? We've seen classes go short, and then they'll make it up down the road. What number do you think they end up at by next week?
Well, it's an educated guess. I mean, obviously, I think they would sign 25 if they were all 25 good quality prospects, but I'm not so sure that they'll be able to get there. Could be wrong, but I think that they could finish around 22, 23, and maybe just decide to hold over a few for maybe a grad transfer or so. But if they could sign now, I mean, say they just knock it out of the park and we're able to get to 25 with high school guys, I think that's it's a possibility, but I think it's going to be kind of hard.
Richard, tell me a little bit about the newest commit that Arkansas had for the 2020 class. It happened actually last week, but it was Ebony Jackson, who's a running back out of Georgia. I look at him, and from most cases, it looks like he's a 3-star, but I'm showing that he had offers to Tennessee, to Ole Miss, even Alabama, Maryland. Had a few places there, but he chooses Arkansas. I mean, what kind of player is he exactly? Is he a guy that was looked at a lot earlier and then some teams backed off of him? I mean, anytime a player has a lot of SEC offers like that, it usually means that he's a really solid player. So what can you tell us about him?
Well, he tore his ACL in the first game of the year, his senior year, so that scared off some schools. Obviously, he was committed to Maryland before he flipped to Arkansas. And you look at his film, and you just go, wow. And you go, wow, because he's got very good size, about 6'6", about 210, maybe 215 pounds. He ran a 10.57 in the 100 and a 21.41 in the 200. So that shows up on his video. You really do. I mean, I tell you what, if he comes back, good as new, which, ACL tears aren't anything like they used to be 20, 30 years ago. He could be a special back. There's no doubt. I promise you, Arkansas is elated to have him. And I think he has a chance to be one of those guys that you look back on and say, man, this guy is one of the better SEC type backs in the conference. He's got that potential. Does the injury hamper him, or does the knee, kind of give him problems? That's your question.
First of all, I didn't know they made kickers 5 stars. I didn't know they rated a kicker that high. But tell us more about Vito Calvaruso, which sounds like some kind of character on The Sopranos or something. And he's not from New Jersey. He's from Jeff City, Missouri. Preferred walk-on coming to Arkansas. I think fans are excited that you got a 5-star kicker on the list.
Yeah, well, he's got an extremely strong leg. Excuse me. His kickoffs are just off the charts. I mean, you look at his highlight film, and some of them were going way beyond the back of the end zone, out of the end zone. And then 5-star, Cole's kicking rated him as a 5-star. I know a lot of people were asking about that on Twitter. Cole's 5-star, according to them, is a Division I prospect. A 4-star is a Division II prospect. So their ratings are probably their classification of a 5-star versus what recruiting services classify their 5 stars is a little different. But obviously he's definitely one of the better ones according to Coles, and I think he's rated number 20 overall as far as the kicker. But so again, it's not like a 5-star according to ESPN or somebody like that, but he is definitely a Division I guy according to Coles.
Richard, I'm always fascinated by kickers and coming out of high school because it's not one that where you mentioned, you have a different service that is able to rank kickers, but it seems like so many times in college football, just in general, you'll see big-time programs not have great kickers, even if they were highly recruited out of high school, but then you'll have like smaller programs, FCF programs, whatever, that seems like they have automatic kickers. And it's not like the rules change or the yardage changes or anything like that. It seems like kicker is almost like one of the most difficult positions to recruit for and really be able to find out is this guy going to be able to translate to the college level? Because even at Arkansas, we saw guys that were awesome in high school not be able to translate once they got to college. How difficult is it to really rate and to be able to figure out what a good kicker is in high school?
Well, John L. Smith wasn't that high on Zach Hawker, and they lost a kicker from, I think, the Shreveport area at the last second to Texas. So they signed Zach Hawker, and obviously he turned out pretty good. I don't think that kicker that went to Texas ever panned out, and he was rated higher. I think a lot of with kickers, a lot of it's mental. I mean, it's easy to kick in front of a 1,000 or 2 fans, and then when you get into a 70, 80, 90, 100,000 seat stadium, and you're having a kick in front of a roaring crowd, I think it's a little bit more difficult, and it all depends on who handles that the best, and then it's just more or less a guess of who's going to do that.
This news is a few days old, but I want to get your thoughts on it. It's Robert Scott from Conway, who I guess had been committed to Ole Miss, the coaching change, decommitted, took a visit, now going to Florida State. What's the background there on this? And an in-state recruit going to go down to Florida State now, and had a connection, I guess, with when that staff was at Memphis.
Yeah, well, he had always said when he committed to Ole Miss back during the summer that he was wanting to go out of state, and his mom was kind of encouraging him to do that. It wasn't because they didn't like the University of Arkansas. She was kind of wanting him to kind of, you hear some parents say, broaden your horizons. There's more than just Conway, Arkansas, or Fayetteville, Arkansas, or whatever. And I think that played a huge role into his decision to go out of state. And it wasn't a surprise that he ended up going to Florida State because he had a previous relationship with Norvell and another guy on their, I think the tight ends coach at Florida State had a previous relationship with those guys, and he just wanted to see different things, experience different things, and I tell you what, anybody that wants to attack Robert Scott, they don't know him. He is one of the most delightful young men you'll ever talk to in your life. I mean, he is. He won me over so easily, but Coach Pittman and them did the best that they could, try to convince him. Hey, staying in state is a better option. But I think he had his mind set from day one to go out of state.
All right, Richard, so let me ask you, as far as these visits have been going, we really don't get an idea of going inside of what Sam Pittman and the staff does with their visits. We kind of had an idea, what Chad Morris would do, and then even Brett Bielema. But when it comes to getting these guys on campus and showing them around, what has really been some of the things that you've heard from some of these on-campus visits that they've done? Anything unique, anything interesting? Are they just trying to, sell them on a particular thing? What's those visits been like for these players?
Most visits are pretty much the same. They really are. Now, it's just the people that you're dealing with and the coaches and their philosophy of coaching, how they handle academics, how they handle kids once they get on campus. And it's all about what kind of relationship do you have? Do you have that trust factor with that parent? Do you have that trust factor with the kid? But you pretty much the visits are pretty much all the same. You meet with academic people. You meet with nutrition people. You tour the campus. You meet with the strength and conditioning people. But it really not much different as far as what they're doing. It's just how they're trying to sell kids and just trying to sell themselves. It's all about the people. I've always said it's not about the buildings. It's about the people inside the buildings. It's all about relationships and building those relationships. And Coach Pittman and the staff are obviously in a lot of ways are trying to play major league catch up with some of these kids, and they're closing on some of them, but quite a few of them it makes it much more difficult.
Yeah, because one of the things that I've always found fascinating with visits is because you always get everyone's best day. Like anytime you go and visit some sort of big major school, especially when it's a bunch of kids that you really want to get after, you're always going to get the best effort from that staff. You're always going to get all the best from them, and it's just a matter of how do you particularly stand out. But I guess what you mentioned, Richard, is just the relationships that Sam Pittman and the staff is trying to build with this team, because that's what Sam Pittman's been so good at when it comes to recruiting. And I think, honestly, when he was hired and he saw all the former players come out, there's a reason for that. And it wasn't because he was just a football coach. It's because they had a true bond and a true relationship with Sam Pittman. Do you feel like sometimes that can be a little undervalued in college football when it comes to a lot of these kids committing to particular schools? I'm not saying all coaches are like that, but I feel like it probably goes a long way with them, at least something that they always appreciate later in life when they knew that they had a relationship with their coach like a lot of them do with Pittman.
No, that's the key. That is the key. The key to recruiting is building that trust, building that relationship with not only the kid but the parents and maybe a grandparent. You have to build that relationship enough, and like Coach Pittman said, you make it difficult for them to say no. And like I said, going with them getting in Fayetteville in December and basically having to start over with a lot of these kids and not really having a prior relationship with a lot of them, it's very tough overcoming a 1-2 year, maybe a 3-year relationship with another staff, and you're just trying to build a relationship in a month or 2 months. It's almost impossible. So again, I think Coach Pittman's kind of hit on it, that his expectations for this class are not as high as you would hope. But you know that the 2021 class and the 22 class, those are the classes that you're really focused on going forward. You do the best you can with this class.
And one thing I wanted to ask you about was McTelvin Agim. Former Razorback, was at the East-West Shrine game, was at the Senior Bowl. Looked like he had 2 good weeks in front of scouts, and maybe has elevated his stock based on just some of the reports out of Mobile and those 2 games about how he handled himself in those 2 weeks.
Yeah, and sometimes it looks like he made him some cash, and it's all about. It's kind of like also in high school. When you're recruiting a kid in high school, you look at him on film, and you evaluate him. You evaluate him a certain way. Then you see him in person, and then you're able to see him really move. In a live atmosphere. Sometimes that changes your attitude towards a kid. It could be good, could be bad, and I'm sure that there were some kids that at the All-Star games that didn't do so well and probably went down on some teams' boards. Obviously, McTelvin sounds like he went up, so he did what he needed to do and impress some of the teams.
All right, Richard, real quick before we let you get out of here, man, I just saw this come across on social media about a Clemson defensive tackle grad transfer. Xavier Kelly is reportedly going to be making an official visit to Arkansas. Do you know anything about him, that situation? Because from what it looks like, he was a pretty highly regarded player coming out of high school.
Okay, okay. He's been slated to visit for quite some time. I didn't know it was going to be out, but he's supposed to be coming in this weekend. He was recruited by by Arkansas when he was in high school. I actually talked to him when he was in high school in Kansas. So he's slated to visit.
Okay. All right. Sorry to put you on the spot there. Just wanted to
ask
you
okay.
about
it's all good. It's all good.
Ask you about it on that. So Richard Davenport.
He can handle it. He can roll with the flow, man.
Oh, trust me. Anybody that deals with recruiting has to be able to roll with the flow. I mean,
no sleep.
Or no sleep, because that is a job for the strength of a heart right there for Richard Davenport of the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette. Really appreciate it as always, Richard, man. Have a great weekend. I know it's going to be a busy one for you next week. We'll catch up with you, all right?
All right, guys. Take care.
All right, appreciate it. Richard Davenport of the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette. Folks, I got to tell you, though, when you're going to Fayetteville or if you're in Fayetteville and you're looking for somewhere to eat, we all got to eat. There's no better place to do it than Sassy's with their 2 locations in Fayetteville off of College and off of Weddington. I know a few of you who went to the basketball game last night. You were actually sending me tweets about the fact that you went to Sassy's. Some of you got the John Neighbor special, even though apparently, Tommy, it's still not – when people say it, apparently it still is not getting through to the waitresses of what that is. And I mean, I don't know. My hands are tied. I'm trying to make it work, but either way, people still getting the barbecue nachos. Another guy sent me a picture of it. I'm telling you, they're phenomenal. So I know a lot of you enjoy it. If you haven't ever been to Sassy's, you have to try it out, folks. They have great options, barbecue, burgers, award-winning smoked wings. They have great appetizers for you to try. They got a full bar. They got so many TVs that you can watch the games there. They got it all. So if you're needing a place to have lunch and or dinner, there's only one place to do it when you're in Fayetteville, and that's at Sassy's with their 2 locations off of College and off of Weddington. You know, Tommy, it's funny when talking with Richard just about signing day coming up. It's crazy. It's just not as big of a deal as it used to be, which I understand why. I get it. The early signing period and all that, I understand. But, man, it just seems like just 5-10 years ago that when you had signing day, my, oh, my, it was just it was an insane week leading up to that point where nobody got sleep.
We do live shows on location at places. We do, it was a bigger deal here on the radio. And maybe December becomes that. The problem is that's not the final deal for your class. That's the issue with making December the end all be all, because it's not the end all be all. It's an early signing period. That's one reason I'd like the early signing period to be moved up to benefit the student athlete, not protect the schools as much. But I don't think that's going to move anywhere. I'd love to see the early signing period be end of July, first part of August, and let kids sign before their high school season. But with the powers that be, that doesn't seem to be gaining much traction. And then make February the big day. And hopefully someday we'll get to that. I think this December has a lot of peril with it, particularly with a program like Arkansas. The last, 2 of the last 4 years or whatever it is, 3 years, you've had transition within your coaching staff. It just kills you. And I'm telling you, as more schools go through coaching changes, they'll have more of that opinion about early signing day being in December.
Yeah, I think they can make a lot of adjustments to make it better, because it just seems like, I don't know, it just doesn't seem right the way it is now, if that makes sense. It just doesn't have the right feel to it. It feels like there's still a lot of disconnects from schools and with players, and it's not benefiting the right people at the right times. I don't know. I mean, hopefully they get that fixed and hopefully they get that changed. But I used to enjoy signing day, not as a Razorback fan because it was never fun, but mainly just to enjoy the shenanigans that happened on signing day. Those were always fun too.
Hey, if you're moving, you need to finance a new home. You're buying a new home. Maybe you want to refinance the current home you are in. You need to call Matt Fowler and our friends at Academy Mortgage. They're in Harrison, Mountain Home, and in Clinton, and let them start the process for you. They've been named one of the top mortgage lenders in the United States, and they're right here in your backyard with first choice customer service that gives every real estate agent, home buyer, and builder the peace of mind that it's going to be handled right. From low down payment options, FHA, conventional, 100% financing, whatever your needs are, they can help you and go through the whole process from underwriting to processing to funding, taking care of all of it right there in the local branches to get quick closings done for you. That's Matt Fowler and Academy Mortgage. 870-580-5210. Call him and say hello. That's 870-580-5210 for Academy Mortgage.
We'll give you an SEC update and a lot more coming up next on Morning Rush. Stay with us.
This is Recruiting Thursday on the Morning Rush, brought to you by Breeden RV, where your adventures begin.
Yes, sir!
How do you explain the joy of getting a small McCafe for only $2 from McDonald's? Well, it's like... Yeah, like that. Get a $2 small McCafe iced caramel macchiato or caramel frappe from McDonald's. Joy included. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal.
Welcome to Sprint.
Hi, I've got an important travel week planned out, and I'm looking for a tablet to entertain my kid on a long flight. Any suggestions?
Yes, right now through January 26th at Sprint, you can get a Samsung Galaxy Tab A 10.1 on us when you add unlimited data for just $25 per month.
Whoa, That would keep him busy for hours.
And when you switch, you'll also get $100 via prepaid MasterCard.
No way. I'm rounding up my whole family and we'll be right back.
Now through January 26th, get a Samsung Galaxy Tab A 10.1 on us and get $100 when you switch. That's now through January 26th, only at Sprint. Visit your local Sprint store to learn more. Requires port and 60 days of service before card ships. Card terms, conditions, and exclusions apply. Member FDIC. Tab A $0 per month after 14/17 monthly credit for 24 months credit. Apply within 2 bills. Requires new line on qualifying plan. If you cancel early, your remaining balance due. Unlimited plan. Date of your prioritization and speed maximums apply. Excludes tax and roaming.
Hi folks, Larry Rath here with a better way to drive at Rath Auto Resources. New year, new you? That's a lot of pressure. How about new year, new ride? Now we can make that happen. Just resolve to start driving better in the Rath Road Ready vehicle that's perfect for you, like a 2018 Toyota Corolla LE or 2018 Mitsubishi Outlander Sport. Your choice, just $14,993 and make no payments till spring. If you're like me and your holiday was sponsored by your credit card, that should give you more breathing room than losing a pant size. Waiting on a tax refund? Ask one of our non-commissioned solution specialists how you can use your W-2 to start driving better now. If you're keeping your current ride, our Meineke Car Care Center is there to make sure your car outlasts that new gym membership with buy 3, get 1 free on all tires and a basic oil change for only $24.95. Start driving better today with no payments till spring at Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, 4515 Towson Avenue, Fort Smith, or online at rathauto.com.
Requires bank approval. Vehicle purchase price affects trade allowance.
I drink a beer every night to, relax. The other beers? For my coaching skills and unbeatable touchdown dance.
From tailgate parties to weekend get-togethers, Shamrock Liquor Warehouse has you covered with your favorite cold beer and cold kegs, always in stock. And check out Shamrock's Mix and Match 6-packs for craft and import beer. Huge selection, low warehouse prices. Always worth the trip to load up at Shamrock, 5609 Midland Boulevard.
The new year is here, and Art's Barbecue and Burgers is ready with healthy choices on their menu. Art's Barbecue and Burgers has smoked chicken that will melt in your mouth, a variety of salads to choose from, plus a grilled chicken breast that's always a smart option. And use the Waiter app to have the full menu at Art's Barbecue and Burgers brought to your home or business. Art's Barbecue and Burgers, giving you healthy choices to start the new year off right. Art's Barbecue and Burgers, next to Aaron's on Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith.
The best TV experience in the nation is available locally with personal service from WOW World of Wireless, your neighborhood professional Dish authorized retailer. Dish has the Hopper 3, the most advanced DVR, and delivers a premium viewing experience. Tired of running out of DVR space? With the Hopper 3, you can record up to 2,000 hours of your favorite programming and watch your very own favorite channels and DVR recording anywhere you go on your phone or tablet. Call now, WOW World of Wireless at 877-305-DISH. That's 877-305-3474 for more details. Or stop by our location at the corner of Phoenix and Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith, or visit us online at shopwownow.com. Get the Hopper 3 today by calling WOW World of Wireless at 877-305-DISH. That's 877-305-3474. Or online at shopwownow.com.
Monthly equipment fees and other restrictions apply. Recording hours vary. 2,000 hours based on SD programming. Remote viewing requires internet connection and compatible mobile device.
Look your best with Perfecto Cleaners at the bottom of Fiena Hills. Count on same-day service, easy drive-through cover drop-off and pickup window, and fast turnaround on alterations. Perfecto Cleaners always goes the extra mile to ensure your clothes look their best, making you look your best. Be sure to clip their coupons in the yellow pages, and as always, in by 9 and out by 5 Monday through Friday. Perfecto Cleaners, just off Jenny Lind at the bottom of Fiena Hills. Perfecto Cleaners, making you look your best.
What happened to paying one price and getting everything included? You buy an airline ticket and pay extra to bring a change of clothes, book a hotel room, and you're shelling out for Wi-Fi and overpriced bottled water. Shipping and handling. Really? Imagine my delight when I found out roadside assistance is now included with my shelter insurance auto policy. So if I get a flat tire or need a jump, I just call and they take care of me. No additional cost. Some restrictions apply, so learn more at shelterinsurance.com.
Ask shelter agents Brandon Zimmerman or Chris Dooley about a free insurance review.
ESPN 95.3. The Morning Rush with John Neighbors and Tommy Kraft.
Jones with a rebound. Too quick a trigger there. Hogs in transition. Bailey gets it to go and one. A terrific pass by Mason Jones. Bailey finishing at the other end, and they'll have an and one chance too.
This team is clicking right now.
Streaming live at hitthatline.com.
Welcome back into the Morning Rush. We are brought to you by Joe's Grill and Cantina.
Hey, get out to Joe's. Fajita Fridays. Every Friday they have fajitas on special. Saturday, the Hogs play again. It's a road game, 5 o'clock on Saturday afternoon, Saturday evening at Alabama. They'll have half-price apps and taps for the game, so I'd get there early. Plus, Saturdays, it's all-day happy hour at Joe's. So get to Joe's this weekend and half-price apps and taps during the game. Saturday night, game starts at 5 o'clock. Brisket nachos, that's Matty T's favorite. The Mexican pizza's hard to beat. We'll have plenty to take home. And the big sampler platter as well. It's all Joe's Grill and Cantina, 3400 South 74th Street, across from Harps.
Wanted to get into a few updates dealing with the SEC, but also some Arkansas. It's being reported by ESPN Field Yates that Alex Collins, the former Razorback running back, he was out of the season, out of the NFL last season during the 2019 year. He's trying to make an NFL comeback. He has worked out for the Miami Dolphins this week, so we'll see how that plays out. And also a weird story, too, that police are investigating a burglary of Texas A&M coach's Buzz Williams' car. How in the world does that happen? I'm sure he drives a nice car, and I don't think he's going into any bad neighborhoods, but yeah, apparently he got burglarized in his car, so don't see that happen.
Was that
very
the
often.
school? Yeah, I like more details in it. Was it at the school in an area that someone could get to, or was it at his house and he left it outside? It just, or is it just random? I think, everybody was. Remember when Brandon Allen's truck got burned out? Everybody thought that was intentional. It probably, from all indications, turned out to just be random. So
yeah, it was outside of Reed Arena at the time.
Right.
So they're neat. They got persons of interest. Apparently, they are looking.
There's video cameras everywhere. You're not going to get. Hey, you thieves out there, as we've all found out here in the media, the cameras out there going to get you every time.
Yes, that's right. That is right. Always got to be out there looking and making sure that everything you do, odds are you're being watched by a camera somewhere.
Yeah,
it's just the way it is in 2020, folks. So don't do stupid things. Don't steal. Just don't steal and you'll be fine. Just do that. Let's see. Jared in Russellville has been patiently holding for quite some time. What's going on, Jared?
Hey, guys. Good morning. How y'all doing?
We're awesome, man. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. Hey, I wanted to I called a couple times today and finally got there. But I was wanting to talk about last night's game a little bit. I know we didn't deserve to win that game with the poor free throw shooting and all that stuff. But with about 2 minutes and 15 seconds left, I don't know why this is a rule, but not being able to see if the ball bounces off someone out of bounds until it's under 2 minutes means it really cost us 3 points. And we were down by 3 at the time, and they got hit a 3 to put them up by 6. And then I want to ask you, why is that a rule? Because the game almost took 2.5 hours as it was last night because of all the whistles that was being called. So why do they have a rule where it's only under the 2 minutes of the last of the? Is that the last of the game, or is that actually the first half as well?
No, last 2 minutes of regulation and last part of overtime as well. There's several things that get triggered. That's just one of them. Review is now available to review several things, including out of bounds. You can review whether a defender was for the purpose of the block charge in the restricted area can be reviewed. Coaches can now, starting this year, call timeout in the last 2 minutes. You may not realize a coach during live ball cannot call the timeout and be granted it by the official. So the 2 minute mark is a point where several things are available, including replay for out of bounds calls. And it's just simply, you don't want to have. Do you need to replay one at 18-17 first half on an out of bounds? You could be over there all night on some of these bang bang deals, and people, it's a way to keep the monitor reviews at a minimum. So that's a good question, Jerry.
Yeah. But like last night, if it would have happened 13 seconds later,
You're right.
we would have got the ball, and it would literally change the complexion of the game. Because if Joe comes down and hits another 3, the game's tied instead of being down by 3. So
you're right.
That's
but
one thing
but you got to draw the line somewhere. Is it 2 minutes? Is it 3 minutes? Is it 4 minutes? Nobody is signing up for, hey, we need to go to the monitor more and shut the game down and kill all the flow even more by having an out-of-bounds reviewed in the first half or at 8 minutes to go in the game. It's about trying to get it all right late in the game when there's a limited number of possessions. But that's a great point. But there's a lot more things you can review late in the game that you cannot go to the monitor for early in the game.
Got you. One last question. Y'all think it's time for us to – I think this would solve that problem right there in a nutshell. If we went to four 10-minute quarters and did it kind of like the women's game did, and then have it under the last 5 minutes of the game, because each possession under 5 minutes matters. So in overtime is like when you go to the overtime, I believe you can go to the bench anytime you want to, correct? Or is it still under the 2-minute mark?
Under 2 minutes in overtime, yeah.
Oh, it's still under 2 minutes in overtime. Okay, all right.
Now, there's certain other things that you can't review in overtime, but yeah, those are great questions, and people wonder, why is it this way? Why can you do it then? And again, it goes back to what I was saying earlier in the show, John. The possessions at the end of the game are just more valuable.
Mm-hmm.
They just are. I mean, because there's not enough of them. They're scarce. There's not enough of them to overcome a 50-50 call that that may not have the angle or a good view on, or it flashed off the tip of someone's finger, and you're trying to figure it out. If that call's wrong, you don't have enough possessions to overcome a mistake there. That's why the last 2 minutes, the monitor is basically open for almost anything. Basket interference is there if a call is made. Again, as I mentioned, the restricted area. You can go review whether the hills were in. That's a result of a play that was in the NCAA tournament. And a lot of these things that have happened with changes of the rules are results of plays. And the hook and hold a few years ago was as a result of the injury, I guess it's the Iowa kid that broke his elbow in a game. Mm-hmm. So all of these things often are reactionary by the rules committee to things that happen in the NCAA tournament.
Yep, and I know that if it was just my personal preference, I know people can disagree on it, but I would like to see it where it's the final 5 minutes of the game.
And they may expand it at some point.
Yeah, because
then someone's going to want it the final 6 because that one at 5:13 killed us.
Yeah, but I don't care what anyone else wants. I only care what I want. That's all that matters. Final segment of the morning rush.
This is.
Hello, my name is Sean Brazel. I'm with the Fence Man and Quantum Property Services. I'm here to give you the brass tacks and hard facts of what encompassing all of your property needs are. We can help you with your real estate, your property management, your construction, and
your money. Hi, I'm Andy, Money Talks Knox. I'm here to talk to you about maximizing your return on your investment and also helping you get creative with your financing. Please, when you think of Quantum Property Services, Inc., give us a call at 479-434-6860. That's 479-434-6860. I'm Andy, Money Talks Knox.
brass tacks, hard facts.
Harry Robinson Buick GMC has over 200 pre-owned vehicles to choose from luxury to economy and everything in between, including over 50 great vehicles with payments under $250 a month, certain to fit your needs and budget. And at Harry Robinson Buick GMC, you always get more for your trade. 50 vehicles with payments under $250 a month at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off I-540 in Fort Smith.
Hello, my name is Sean Brazel. I'm with the Fence Man and Quantum Property Services. I'm here to give you the brass tacks and hard facts of what encompassing all of your property needs are. We can help you with your real estate, your property management, your construction, and
your money. Hi, I'm Andy, Money Talks Knox. I'm here to talk to you about maximizing your return on your investment and also helping you get creative with your financing. Please, when you think of Quantum Property Services, Inc., give us a call at 479-434-6860. That's 479-434-6860. I'm Andy Money Talks Knox.
Brass tacks, hard facts.
Perry Robinson Buick GMC has over 200 pre-owned vehicles to choose from luxury to economy and everything in between, including over 50 great vehicles with payments under $250 a month, certain to fit your needs and budget. And at Harry Robinson Buick GMC, you always get more for your trade. 50 vehicles with payments under $250 a month at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off I-540 in Fort Smith.
Hello, my name is Sean Brazel. I'm with the Fenceman and Quantum Property Services. I'm here to give you the brass tacks and hard facts of what encompassing all of your property needs are. We can help you with your real estate, your property management, your construction, and
your money. Hi, I'm Andy Money Talks Knox. I'm here to talk to you about maximizing your return on your investment and also helping you get creative with your financing. Please, when you think of Quantum Property Services, Inc., give us a call at 479-434-6860. That's 479-434-6860. I'm Andy Money Talks Knox.
brass tacks, hard facts.
Perry Robinson Buick GMC has over 200 pre-owned vehicles to choose from luxury to economy and everything in between, including over 50 great vehicles with payments under $250 a month, certain to fit your needs and budget. And at Harry Robinson Buick GMC, you always get more for your trade. 50 vehicles with payments under $250 a month at Harry Robinson Buick GMC. Exit 11 off I-540 in Fort Smith.
The Morning Rush with John Neighbors and Tommy Crabb.
Point of parliamentary procedure. Screw around. They're serious this time. Take it easy. I'm in pre-law, man. Thought you're pre-med. What's the difference?
Subscribe to the Morning Rush podcast wherever podcasts are found.
Final segment here on the Morning Rush. We are brought to you by Trinity Multifamily.
And we need to say happy birthday to our buddy Dave Pinson, the CEO over at Trinity Multifamily. It is his birthday today, so if you're a real estate investor and you're looking to partner up with a company that can help you with management, maintenance, leasing, sales, acquisition, everything you want for your investment portfolio, and someone that does full service for you with property management, that's Trinity Multifamily. 479-452-1817. You can read more about this great company online at trinitymultifamily.com, and you can even search rental properties if you're looking to find a new place to call home. Trinity Multifamily, your teammate in the real estate game, and happy birthday to Dave.
Yeah, happy birthday, Dave. I wanted to bring this up too, Tom. I thought this was fascinating. A stat that got thrown out, just random story, but still sports related. That the NBA is set to release a revised 2020-2021 salary and luxury tax projections, where they're actually going to drop the salary cap, and a lot of these taxes and whatnot. And apparently, of course, the NBA will never say this, but reportedly, it's because a lot of it has to do with the dropping of course, ratings and the revenue that's not coming in as much as they had originally projected when it came to the NBA. And it just makes me wonder. It's like I know the regular season of the NBA has not been doing well, and it's been declining over time. And people watch the playoffs, they watch the NBA Finals and all that. But it doesn't make you think that maybe this is okay. That's fine, but maybe they need to adjust the schedules. Maybe they need to adjust the amount of games. Because to me, the NBA, I don't watch the NBA as much as I probably used to, at least, but to me, I feel like a better thing would be, hey, let's adjust the schedule, let's move it back a little bit, or move it up, I should say, a little bit, and put it into a point where it's not competing with as many sports and have less games.
If I was the czar of all sports, the NBA would start sometime around Christmas and end late July, early August. And that to me, they missed the window of where they could have more viewers for their playoffs, because I think they start early and no one's paying attention to any preseason. And in November, not much, unless you're in a market, not paying much attention to early season, the first 10 or 12 games of the year. For most of us that are college football fans, the NBA starts at Christmas, those big Christmas Day games. So to me, that's when their season ought to begin.
Yeah. No, and that's why I brought that up, because I remember you were saying at one point that that's what you'd like to see.
Well, I mean, because we get to a point in the summer that, because we get down to SEC Media Days, and then there's that 2 or 3 week gap between Media Days. We seem to have a lot going on. We've been blessed here to have college baseball extend into June, and then we have a lot of conversation about football and SEC Media Days. But there's that gap nationally in July that after, because I don't know how much Major League Baseball is really, and that's why it is the way it is. Well, that's baseball's time to shine. Well, baseball's became so much regional with the pros, and really people paying attention to their one team. It's just different now. I just think the NBA could shine more in July and early, that first 10 days of August, because even once football camps open up, NFL and college, people aren't quite as plugged in. But I think it'd be a great way to transition the summer from pro basketball right into the start of NFL and college football season.
Yeah, surely there could be something to be done about it, because baseball, it's time to shine. But you're telling me that can two sports not shine at once, just like we see so often in sports, where two sports go at the same time?
The TV ratings don't matter as much in summer. They always matter, but the July rating book that is in most medium and smaller size, they rate all the time in the big markets, but they don't care as much about that one, and so that's why the ones, particularly the one in May, has always traditionally been the bigger one, and why they place a lot of things the way February and May are the big ones. How do you think the Super Bowl by tragedy ended up in February after 9/11, and then it got moved there because they realized this is a huge ratings boost for the measured months, which February and May are two of them. November's another one, July's another one. So some of this is about a business decision, and July's the least important of those four when it comes to the industry itself, and that's why the summer's always kind of glossed over. No new TV shows come out. TV's an afterthought, because people are outside doing other things because of more daylight during the waking hours.
Yeah. No, I get it. I totally get it.
I think they could change that with better sports on TV.
Yeah. Because I actually think that the NBA could do pretty well, because there's still enough big-time personalities and big-time players that could at least draw in some of the bigger matchups. Yeah, and it's unfortunate that they haven't been able to really figure that out as far as part of it. But still, I think that things could change on that. So I just thought it was interesting.
Hacker and Harrison texted in and said the NBA moved to that time they would interfere with Olympic basketball. Okay, I guess that's one every 4 years, but it's a decent point. But how many of the stars of the NBA are playing then? I mean, I don't know that that's how you make the business decision. Your point's valid, though, Hacker.
Yeah, no, I get it. I just think that with what the NBA does and what they do well is having big time stars, like star driven as we know, and which is at everything that's happened with Kobe Bryant. I mean, that's been something that just shows you that it's been nothing about the drive of big time star power and the impact that it can have and how far it can go, and it was very evident with Kobe Bryant for sure. Let's go to the phone lines, squeeze in a quick phone call here. PA is in Texarkana. What's going on, PA?
Good morning, guys. Last night was the first time I think that I've seen our coach get out-coached. I really believe that. I was looking at all the stats, and we rebounded with them. We did everything with them, except come out of the gate with them. We've gotten to the point where, I don't know, I'm going to draw a horse racing analogy. It's we're coming out of steps. We've got to where we come out of steps slow, and get behind 8-2 or 10-4 or 14-6, and we're always just trying to catch up. Just trying to catch up. And when we finally get there, when we finally catch up, we've expended so much energy, we just can't quite finish the game. And we need to start out and get a better start, come out of the gate better, and that way we'll have a lead. And also, one more thing, we play to the level of our competition. See, South Carolina, if they win to Bloomington, Indiana, South Michigan, wherever UI is, I think it's Bloomington, they would get beat by 25 points. We play to the level of our competition. We're better than that team last night. We're 15 points better than that team last night. And it doesn't matter if they have a big. Their big. One big was no. He was not even one like Texas A&M had a good big. Other ones have good big. But this guy last night was not that tough, and we just come out of the gate way too slow, and then spend the rest of the night trying to catch up and get ahead, and we're not like the old Hogs where they jump out, 12-0 or 12-2 and coast on home and win by 17 or 18 points. These guys are good, but they, like I said, they play to the level of the competition, and our coach is going to have to use some of the psychology to get out of that. That won't work. This won't work. Thank you.
Okay, appreciate the phone call, PA. I disagree completely as far as Arkansas being that much better of a team, a 20-point favorite over South Carolina. Listen, college basketball in general, it's about matchups, man. And Arkansas, anytime they go up against a team that has a good to great or even a solid inside presence, they're going to have to really overcompensate, and they're going to struggle, and they're going to have to find different ways to win these games. And that's what they've done all season long. So, I mean, I don't know what else you want them to do because, listen, Texas A&M, he mentioned those. They only beat Texas A&M by 10, and it was really a close game for the most part. So they're going to struggle against teams that have inside presence, and I don't see it as being Arkansas playing down to the competition. I think Arkansas is playing up to their competition and finding a different way to do it.
And back in his comment about the free throws, Muss addressed this last night. Goes, I guess we just need to take more reps in practice. I guess but that's an individual thing. It's on each player to shoot enough free throws and to work on their shot, both free throws and other shots, to be ready to go. I mean, you think Musselman's saying, don't worry about free throws, guys. We're not going to shoot them. Don't worry about practicing free throws. He's addressed that constantly. He knows it's a problem, and he knows it's been the difference in ball games. So you can point to 2 to 3 of these games where they've lost and say, a few free throws. And free throws are always going to be hanging out there. This isn't like they shot 80%. They only made 3 more. They win by 1. They shot 65%, 26 of 40. No one's calling in complaining this morning that Arkansas shot more free throws than South Carolina. Arkansas made 26. Carolina made 17 of their 33. They were the worst, and still are, the worst shooting free throw team in the conference. That's why having a game where you got a lot of chances at the line really benefited Arkansas last night. For all the complaining about 57 fouls and how ugly it was to watch, and I agree, there wasn't any flow, that should have benefited Arkansas, being at the free throw line more, playing a bad free throw shooting team. They didn't take advantage of it. They took the first 5 minutes off, and they didn't make free throws. That's what cost them the game.
Yep, simple as that. Simple as that. So, I think that sometimes when you come into losses like this, a loss that has a lot of different elements to it, it sometimes can be a lot of fans do this, and even some people in the media, they can overcomplicate it a little bit. They try to what's the old phrase? They can't see the woods
forest
because
for
of
the
tree.
trees.
Yeah, that
forest
thing. Yeah,
for
they
the
can't.
trees,
That sounds better. So they can't do that, and I think a lot of cases that if you look at what Arkansas has done so far this year, they've overachieved, and I'm not using that as a way of insulting them. I am just telling you that they have done things and have made certain adjustments to where they can still find ways to win games without having any presence inside. Find me another team that's able to do that. And if you can't find me another team, odds are they probably have guards that are NBA ready right now. It just doesn't happen that way. So, I like I said, I disagree with the premise there of PA, but hey, that's not the first time anyway. So, but anyways, folks, I got one more show for tomorrow, and for those of you, I'm sure that remember the announcement from yesterday, or didn't hear the announcement yesterday, that it'll be my last show. So we're gonna have to make sure it's a good one, Tommy, just like every show that we've ever done ever.
We'll bring
it's
it.
Be the best.
We'll be ready.
That's right. That's right. We're gonna have fun.
Clay Henry will be here too.
Why are you punishing me when I'm going to be leaving? Like, why do we have to have the punishment of that? Is that my going away?
That is your
present?
Going away present. Yeah, one more day with Clay Henry.
Man, what a time! Can't wait for that. No, it'll be great. We'll have Clay on. We'll have phone calls. We'll have it all, and we'll talk about everything that's going to be happening up on the weekend. It's going to be a good time, as always, on the Morning Rush. Appreciate everybody listening in to the show today. For Tommy Kraft and Maddie T, I am John Neighbors. Same sports show, same sports channel. Tomorrow morning, have a great day, everybody. We'll see you then.